Welcome to Pembroke Hall Memories podcast. I am Lance, or Jelly, or Prince, as most Pembroke Hall people know me. And my co-host is Philip, or Any, or NFL, as most Pembroke Hall people know him. And both of us are from Calbeck Avenue. Our mission on this podcast series is to explore how Pembroke Hall, a small community in the Kingston 20 area, surrounded by Joesland, just across Washington Boulevard, Marvalley, Trox Garden, or Francis Land as I know it, Arlene Garden, Patchett City, just across the Sandy Gully, became the epicenter of football or soccer for some people in Jamaica in the early 1970s. Pembroke Hall was also home of some of the most legendary musicians and entertainers of that era. I was still going to Pembroke Hall Primary when every single Sunday a triple header was played at the original ball ground at the intersection of Calbeck Avenue, Pembroke Hall Drive, now Kennel Drive. One morning match and two evening match was played to a capacity crowd. These teams, Patosi Rovers, Carawina, Asphalt, Covey, El Furto, and Dreads, was joined by Marvalley Uenden to play in the Pembroke Hall Corner League football tournament. And every baller in Jamaica at the time wanted to play in a Pembroke Hall Corner League to showcase them skills as the first officially organized Corner League football tournament in Jamaica. In this conversation, we hope to capture the memories of players, supporters, and any members of the Pembroke Hall community, male or female, who want to come and share their stories. Your feedback and support will be greatly appreciated on whatever social media platform you might be listening, and thanks in advance. So remember to like, share, and subscribe these Pembroke Hall Members podcasts so neither you nor your friends will miss another memorable conversation. Thank you. Begin. Today is Friday, April 28, 2023, and welcome back to another conversation about Pembroke Hall Memories. Me as usual, Lance, or Jelly, or Prince, and any one of those names will do. Join me tonight for this conversation is my original co-host, Philip, or Any, or NFL. And as I say, we know each other from our idea we need, at Calbeck Avenue. Also join us tonight for this conversation is a man who has given me tremendous support and feedback from episode number 3, where he was our special guest. And you must go back and listen to Andre Taylor Damville, or John, as him call himself sometime, or that was his Pembroke Hall name, John Damville. Memories conversation and episode number 3, and make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button while listening so you never miss another episode. Our guest today don't really need an introduction to the Pembroke Hall community because he's a well-known throughout the Pembroke Hall community. But in true Pembroke Hall member style, we must give him a proper introduction. Our guest had, in my mind, the most cultured left foot he will ever play ball on our mini stadium at the corner, Patosi Avenue and Calbeck Avenue, at a field we call the Triangle. He lived at 86 Patosi Avenue, 3 doors from another famous sporting family, the Walters, and the Triangle was right in front of his house. And if memory served me right, he had an older sister, and I don't remember your older sister named Peter, but I remember...
Lorna.
Lorna, okay. Lorna. I remember your older brother, Douglas, because I used to come with my sister at the time.
Yeah.
And he had 4... Dougie. Yeah, Douglas, right. They had 4 younger sisters. I remember Nellie, Joan, Carol, and Michelle. And forgive me if I get anybody name wrong, because that's so long.
No, you got it right. You got it right.
Because I think all of them went to Meadowbrook, if I remember serving me right?
Except Michelle.
Michelle went to which school?
I think...
Queens, okay,
yeah.
You got that right, Phil.
Yeah.
Forget, so you could have helped me with that memory, that too, yeah. And you had 2 cousins we didn't talk about earlier before we start talk, Stafford. And I mentioned your cousin, you remember Maria, I remember her good too. And Stafford, Stafford, like a brother, I think his name was Howie. And Howie was hearing impaired, because I'm not going to use the name without using it in 1970 for hearing impaired people in Jamaica, because we graduate from those names from the 1970s.
Yes, Howard.
Yeah. But without further ado, Pembroke Hall Memories welcome one of the most talented football me personally ever play against on the Triangle, Peter Nicholson. Peter, introduce yourself, my brother.
Yes. Original name Leonard Nicholson. Everybody called me Peter, and then after a while they used to call me the Goose. Pegoose. But yeah, born in, in Jamaica, Pembroke Hall, football, just part of my lifestyle. Potosi just bring back a lot of great memories, and Pembroke Hall in general. When somebody show up at my gate and give me a pair of football boots back then, that was just everything,
Mm-hmm.
But in general, about me, I think like about 1980, left Jamaica on a full scholarship to New York. And I never probably returned home until probably about a couple of years later. But, I carried that left foot to New York, and the school was ranked number one for 4 years while I was there.
Which school that was, Peter?
New York Institute of Technology.
Okay.
So I graduated there with a degree in advertising around 80, 83, 84. And but even in the process, man, people like Ray, Wilmot, and Messi, I brought them up. I got them on the team, So we got kind of close over the years, while I was in New York. So just looking out for other, friends growing up with that, that was,
Pembroke Hall
good
people
at
that were
playing
Jamaica.
football.
Yeah. Man. We'll get tonight, Peter.
Yeah.
Make Andre and Philip introduce themselves, and then we'll go in night.
Okay.
And then Andre, introduce yourself first, my brother.
Yeah, man. Yes, man. Yes, Lance. Give thanks. Welcome, Peter.
Thanks.
My name is Andre Taylor Danville. Most people in Pembroke Hall call me John Danville back in the day. I grew up on Pontypant, 25 Pontypant Avenue as the middle of three boys. Moved to Pembroke Hall in late 1961 and stayed there until I migrated to New York in 1977. And, I've been between New York and New Jersey for the past 46 years. And it's a great honor to be a part of this podcast because Peter, who I remember meeting as Leonard Nicholson, was my older brother's classmate. And aside from his skill on the football field, I remember him, he and his brothers had a pair of skates. and at the time, we used to only skate with one foot.
Yeah.
Right.
But I believe Peter could actually skate with a skate on both feet. It was the skate that you put on over your shoes, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And this is back in the early 70s when primary school days. So welcome, Peter. Looking forward to this discussion, man.
Yes, man. Boy, you're bringing back more memories, man.
That's it, mode, Peter. Trust me.
That's the purpose.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Phil. Introduce yourself, my brother.
Yes, Peter. Welcome to the talk, my friend. Boy, it's been a minute. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. Boy, even your voice sound different.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what time, though.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, as I said, Philip N.A., a.k.a. NFL, from Calbeck Avenue, as Lance said.
Yeah.
Basically born and bred in Pembroke Hall. You're supposed to know that.
Yeah, man.
Talk to your cousin Marie from time to time.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm most definitely looking forward to this conversation because, as Lance rightfully said, not only a cultured left foot, but he was a very crafty player.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, very crafty and skillful.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I'm telling you, Pembroke Hall must have produced some of the best players them time there.
Yeah, man.
True.
As I said,
yeah, man.
when I play against Peter Pan the Triangle, man, the best footballer I ever play against, man. So without a doubt.
Wow.
Well, that was a very competitive stage,
Yeah, man. Yeah. We'll get to that, man. So Peter, what year your family moved come to Pembroke Hall and or were you born in Pembroke Hall?
I was born St. Joseph Road. But my parents, them, oh God, when did they come? Back in the 60s in Pembroke Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When, the open land behind us was all horses and, if it flood, the whole house gonna be flooded, and back in them times, But yeah, I would think in the early 60s, or like 57 or somewhere around there, we came to Pembroke Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It would have been at the 60s, Peter, because I don't think the first house was built in Pembroke Hall until 1961.
Okay, so in the 60s then, yeah.
That's what Raleigh Briscoe said to us, or somebody else. I forget how they tell you that. So, yeah.
Okay.
We came to Pembroke Hall in 64, and I think Andre came to Pembroke Hall in 62.
Late 61.
61, okay. I think I 61, the first house was built, Peter.
Wow.
So how much brothers and sisters, I named them earlier, when you came to Pembroke Hall, how much honor was there at Pembroke Hall at the time, at Patosi Avenue?
Yeah, well, I had two big sisters before my dad married my mom, Lana and Vivian. Vivian is still in Patosi, still on Patosi, but Lorna lives in New York, and it's probably about almost 50 years, Lorna now, in New York. And then you have my brother, Dougie, which his right name is Harris Nicholson.
Right, Harris, that's right.
Yeah, and then me, Leonard Nicholson, and then after me, then you have Rose, which is Nelly.
Yeah. I mean, I try to remember her name. Yeah.
Nelly lives right in Caymanas, over that housing area right by the golf course. Nelly lives there.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty successful too in Jamaica. And then you have Joan. Joan lives in Atlanta. Sharing her husband. And Joan has been there quite a number of years as well. Her husband Leighton Forrest was a Meadowbrook person as well.
Yeah, man. I know. I visited them years ago. Both of them are in Atlanta. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, then you have Carol. Carol is in New York. And of course Michelle, who consider herself the baby. She lives now in Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's all total 8 of us.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you talk about your cousins, them. Talk about them, because they were at the house, Peter,
Yeah, exactly. Because, my parents, I tell you, man, that when I think about them, man, I think they were awesome, Every time I turn around, there was somebody new in our house, just the way we were brought up. My dad, of course, he was a minister, I think, and that was like Stafford Gaynor, Mary Gaynor, and Howard, that we literally grew, my parents,
I could not adopt them.
Grew them. Like they were like my brother and sister, until, their mom decided in New York that it's time for them to come up. And of course, they left. So they were in New York probably maybe about 5 years before I left Jamaica. So and I tell you, if my parents was even alive today, man, they could go to any state in America, and trust me, somebody that they took in, put them through school, they could fly for free.
I have to comment on that, Peter. And it does it as a tribute to your parents. My teammate from minor league, Paul Harvey.
Yes, I remember Paul.
Paul said to me that when he first came to New York, it was your mom accepted him in the house.
Wow.
And took care of him when he basically didn't know anything about his surroundings. So he was he spoke very highly of your family. So that does it confirms what you're saying about your parents. Kudos to them, man.
Yeah, I want to add to that, Peter, because I don't know if you remember this. My sister, your father used to pick up my sister every morning when he dropped Douglas at school and that.
Okay.
Remember, your father carried a Buick. It's a Buick Skylark.
Yeah, Buick Skylark. Yeah.
Yeah, man. We just stop up the road and pick up my sister and drop the two of them at school at the time. I never forget that, man. I never forget that. So, As you said, there's testament to your mother and your father in terms of the type of people they were, man. So
Yeah, I'm telling
Fair
you,
enough.
yeah.
yeah. I wouldn't swap them for nothing in the world,
Mm-hmm.
Although every time you turn around, you are getting a beating or so.
That was par for the course in all households, bro.
Yeah. But something, I raised 3 of them and I've never once even put a hand on them, and they're the best kids even today, as grown as they are.
I can attest to the same,
Yeah,
But you know what, Peter, we took some of the best parts from our parents and we modified it.
Yes,
Our
absolutely.
and developed our own styles,
Yes, I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah, I can add to that. I have 3 children as well, Peter, and it's one time I ever touched one of them, and the look him gave me, I never touch him again. So
Wow. Yeah, man,
Philip looks could have
So,
kill is I guess
yeah, exactly. You just look at them a certain way and them know them have to shape up.
The bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Peter. So when you come Pembroke Hall in the early 60s, I'm gonna ask you this question because when you talk about your house and cousins, that's how my house was, My house, when we moved from the Pembroke Hall, it was a 2-bedroom. It was the 4 of us, the 2 older sister Dan and baby Patrick and me. And we had cousins and aunts. So it's about 8 of us living at the house plus a parents,
Wow.
And it was a 2-bedroom, Peter. It was and I don't remember how we slept, but I know.
Yeah. Yep. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so
because the same thing, man. For the longest, before it started add on and
right.
it
was
mainly 2-bedrooms.
Yeah.
How my parents them did it, boy. Sometimes you have to wonder, man.
Yeah, man. Every time I think back on that, Peter, same thing I thought about, and I said, how did we manage? But it was.
Yeah.
But it was such a good environment, as you say. A lot of but it never made a difference at all to them. Them always want people around them.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is, If your parents create a comfortable environment for the kids, you don't even focus on the negative.
Amen
exactly.
to that. Because, back to those days, it's pure joy we think about, right? So, you're right on that, Phil.
Yeah,
man.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But man, Pembroke Hall, just good memories, man. Good memories.
So who first introduced you to football, Peter? Or you know who first introduced
you? Something, I don't know if anybody really introduced me to the game back then, but because I started playing so young and I just fell in love with it. Maybe it was maybe Alan Skillcole had something to do with that. Because I remember he came to Pembroke Hall one time and playing an exhibition match. And I did everything to be there. Man, it's some of the best football I have ever seen. So I think he probably had some influence, and even Pele, to me, had a lot of influence, me loving that game. I had a passion for that game, So, yeah. And even still do today, because for me, New York wasn't my first choice, it's England I wanted to go.
Oh, you want to go play Pro League?
Yeah, it's England I wanted really and truly to go, I met this girl. I remember my parents was having some convention, about 50 British women was between my house and wherever they were staying. And one of them kind of liked me off, but I didn't like her, like that. And calling me every day because she worked for the telephone company in England. And called me every morning like 5 o'clock. My mom would say, "Peter, the phone." wake me up, 5 in the morning to talk to her because, of course, British them, they're like, what, 5-7 hours
5
ahead
hours
of us.
that way, yeah.
And would talk to her. I would talk to her, my uncle them, my cousin them, everywhere in America because she could have connected me. But I didn't like her like that to get married, So for me, going to England was just, I don't know if it was just still dreaming and hoping that the right opportunity would evolve, but it did not. And here comes New York. New York came around and got a full scholarship, with a lot of help too, even from my cousin Stafford. you know, which I give kudos to, man. I love my cousin, you
Yeah,
know.
you guys
Peter,
were close.
not to interrupt you, how you got that scholarship?
Yeah, well, Stafford went to the management of New York
Yeah,
Institute of Technology and was
yeah,
talking with not the coach, but the person that run the athletic program. And he said, if you bring my cousin here, he'll change the scope of the, you know, soccer, which is what it's called here in America.
yeah.
And he said, okay, I'm going to give a try. And he sent me the invitation and the scholarship, you know, to come. Went to immigration probably about 4 times before they would have given me the visa. You know, keep asking for paperwork for this, paperwork for that, but I got it all done, and I was on my way to New York, 1979, 80 to New York. You know, and when I was leaving, because my parents sometimes, man, my parents is some of the when I've said hard, mean hard in terms of a good way. You know, because they want the best for their kids. Any parents
Yeah.
want the best for their kids.
Yes.
You know, and when I was leaving, I said to my mom, you know, especially my mom, I said, Mom, I will not let you down. Those are my words. Nothing more. I will not let you down. And here's it. I'm off to New York. You know, 4 years later, in fact, 3.5 years later, I was graduating with my degree. And today I have the highest degree out of all the family, but yet I was considered the one that wouldn't turn out to be anything, honestly.
Yeah,
So you see
Really?
how life is, man.
yeah,
You know.
but we're going to that, Peter. That's a good point. Go back to your history back a bit because when you sent me a bio, you didn't go to high school, a traditional high school. You went to Pembroke Hall Secondary, and then you went to
Yeah, I
Scott.
went. Yeah, initially I went to Pembroke Hall Secondary. That time I was so upset because I didn't pass the common entrance. All my sister them passed. Even if them never passed, my parents got them into Meadowbrook. And here was me, you know, we could even go back a little bit. Miss Scott, Pembroke Hall
Yeah, man.
Primary High
Yes, Miss
Yeah,
School.
Scott
man. I
taught
was
me
in
to
our
man,
class
Peter.
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, even when I don't even know because I was just not a math person. You know, when she, you know, you come to the blackboard or put your hand up, my hands would be up even if I didn't even know because I knew she was going to call.
Great call, aye.
Yeah, man, Wooly Kane, man, from Miss Scott. You know,
And later, Miss Thompson.
oh my God, you know, and especially when she passed my parents' house, you
Yeah.
know,
For
you come
COVID.
stop by and come tell my mother, you know, I'm like, oh my God, I can't even get a break, you know.
I just talk about that, Peter. Talk about some of the people where you know a Pembroke Hall in the early days. Where you move, some of your neighbors them, or some of your school friends. Talk about your Patosa friend them first.
Oh God, I mean Muller, people like Muller, Lincoln Nathan, Ray, you know, Messi. I don't know Messi real name, you know.
Dion Wilmot.
Then
Dion Wilmot.
then
Dion Wilmot.
Dion Wilmot, yeah. You know, Karen, him sister. Who else? Because even next door to me, there was this guy. He had a auto store. Back then, I don't remember them name. Of course, the Walters, them Brian, Jeffrey, Claire,
Tennis.
Miss
Yeah.
Walters, Mr. Walters. Then you know, you even had down the road a little further was like the Minots, them.
Franz Mario Whitney.
France and Mario. You know, in fact, when I was in New York, I had an opportunity to see all of them. You know, back then. You know, so and who else? Mr. Ingleton.
Yeah.
And today his daughter is a doctor.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
Rosemary.
dermatologist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She and her in the same class
You
at
know.
primary school. Yeah.
Yeah. Then Mr.
And of
Bliss.
course, you remember the Aarons.
Of course. You know, you have Georgia.
Yvette.
And Yvette. And what's the other girl name?
What's the little sister name? I can never remember.
If I remember, I'll mention it later, you know, but of course, yeah. And all of them turned out really successful in New York. Yvette is one of, I think Yvette probably has her doctorate, you know, and she helped like special need kids and things like that, you know. And of course, their mom, you know, she's still there.
You remember the man them cross the road like Bobby Culture and Oliver Brown?
Oliver
Yeah, even
Brown.
Oliver. I haven't talked to Oliver, but every time I left Jamaica, I heard he just came down. You know.
I
I,
saw him post on Facebook today
okay.
in the
Okay.
Patosis family page because I don't know if you
Wow.
are aware that Pokey passed away yesterday.
Yeah, I'm still trying to put a face together on it, and I just drawing blanks on it. You know.
Pokey had an older brother, Horace, went to Calabar. Pokey played ball too, went to secondary.
Okay.
Yeah, Pokey went to
Like
secondary
yourself, had
like
good
yourself, Peter. Yeah.
and at good speed like you. Cause Peter, hey, Lance, Peter never only skillful. Peter was sneaky fast. Peter had some
Bullet.
good
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Peter could have
man.
run track and field.
Usain Bolt on the field.
Yeah. But you know something too surprisingly, man. I was like the second fastest person in Pembroke Hall High School.
Me nah, I'm not doubt about
I'm
that.
not surprised, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One guy could have beat me in I think it was almost, this guy was almost 7 foot. I forgot his name though.
7 foot.
And nothing I do, I'm coming in second behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, get ahead of them giraffe legs.
Yeah, man, I tell you. Yeah, you know. And then all of a sudden, out of the woodwork, here come Jeffrey Walters. Start get fast.
Yeah.
Jeff
just spring up out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, Jeff, you got it like that, I'm like,
Yeah,
and
man.
Brian as well,
Brian too, but I tell you something else that you guys might not know, maybe you do too, that like in the mornings it would be myself, Brian, Jeffrey, and about 10 of us.
I was there, man.
You were there.
Running early.
We're gone on the hill and end up on the other side of Port Henderson.
Brian
and a bum ride back. And a bum ride, stop all Guineas and tell them if they want to sponsor we. And in the back of truck, I come back a Pembroke Hall early in the morning.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man, them things, man. That's why when I play even football back then, man, you can't come talk about you want to kick with my foot. I was just so strong, my legs, them. It's like me, I laugh at you. Because I'm a talkative man, especially when I know I got the upper hand on you. Nobody can mouth nobody like me.
Trash talking from before.
Yeah, man, pure trash. Pure trash. I remember one time I'm playing for this team, Charlie City. I'm doing the park, That time I have about 50 people that follow me. Anywhere we go, me I play them dead. And up against this dread. Remember me up on the line with the dread, I'm say, Dread, yeah, idiot. I'm say, watch this. So I'm saying to him, I'm say, Dread, watch this. I'm gonna pull the ball with my right foot and push it through him foot and go around him. And him want to start kick. The whole of the crowd on the side just rush on the field and say, hey boy, yeah, idiot. What you do? Yeah, man,
so I saw you used to talk on the field, Peter.
Yeah, man, I see him with, nobody could have trash talk like me. But at some time, me keep it cool. But in time, you look like you want to come kick me or something. And me and you, one-on-one, we're going at it, Yeah.
Like you forget about the triangle.
I thought I'm going to ask you about, so hold on, when you play on the triangle and you take it easy upon with it, show your full strength.
Something, even then, yeah, even then, what's his name always was challenge me. My guy, Pan Calbeck. What's his name again? And he owns, I think he owns, this one of them fast food places in Jamaica.
Patrick, you talk?
Patrick.
Yeah, man, I'm older brother that, yeah.
Yes, always I try challenge me, man. I say, Patrick, man, behave yourself, man. Yeah, idiot.
Y'all play for Patos at the same time, too, right, Peter?
Yeah,
man.
And then people like Johnny Shelley, who just love get the ball to man because say Johnny I go score.
Yeah, Johnny's skillful.
Yeah, man, that little kid, the man center forward.
You kind of remind me of Maradona back in the day.
Yes. They're short and but
it's good. Good center of gravity,
Yes, man, yeah, man, So, but then that was phenomenal.
Yeah. So,
You know.
Peter, I remember them races we used to run on the triangle like a race. Like,
Yeah, close off the street. Close off the street. You know, 200 will come a last Quinnet and come all the way up at like where the fire hydrant used to be.
right at empty lot, so right at Mr. Jack house.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
to
man.
Mr. Jack house. Yeah, finish line that.
Yeah.
You know, man, close it off. Make sure when we come around the corner, like we do the 200, that no car come. Yeah, man. Boy, I tell you, and then Jeffrey Terrated. We're vexed, because all of a sudden, now Jeff come out of nowhere and start beat me.
Yeah, Jeff gets fast.
So,
late bloomer.
I know that thing because Jeff is young and I'm curious to know. I'm going to try to get Jeff on the program, either for Pembroke Hall or for Meadowbrook. Jeff had the first man to win gold medal at Meadowbrook for a champs,
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
In the 400 meters, Peter. In the 400 meters.
400 meters.
First time 400 class two that Jeff did win it. I'm curious to know. I'm going to ask me if Jeff, as somebody coach Jeff or Jeff was self-coach.
Why?
Who was instrumental in the initial coaching of Jeff, Brian, Tennyson, and myself?
Oh.
Uncle Assad.
Them father.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So
okay.
We used to have to listen to Handel's Messiah, because Uncle Assad have a 8-track tape in a Malibu, right?
Yeah, man, yeah.
About 4 in the morning, we would head up to Meadowbrook, up to the field by the hillside, right?
Wow.
Them times it's dark, you can't see about Uncle Assad have a clipboard and him whistle, right? And a stopwatch. So he was very, very involved early,
So like when I had a sprint, Sandra, like when I had some short sprint or something like that.
Yeah, man, first of all, you have to warm up, you have to run.
Yeah, proper workout and all them things.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And then you would have maybe run a couple 400.
Yeah.
And you might have to go a couple 200. A full scale training.
You have a drill for no. So where you learn that skill from?
I don't know where I'm getting the information, to be honest with you, but he put it through the paces. It wasn't just
No, me I get where Jeff from Brand, especially when him get that skill left from. Because I'm gonna ask me, I'm gonna say where Jeff get that talent, but no, he explain to me. Same come on.
We warm up and then you have to put on your spikes and
Yeah.
Wow. No wonder them just get fast like that. Never know all them things they are going
on. You said Jeff surprised you, Peter, but
yeah, man.
I remember now, Brian and myself was always like twins. We never leave each other, right?
Yeah.
And one morning we're coming around the corner after 200. I just said, Brian, I pull away from me. I said, but what this?
Yeah.
I tried to turn on the end. Couldn't do anything with Brian.
Yeah. Brian too. Yeah, man.
Brian get the speed from. I couldn't understand it. Brian. So Brian was lethal as well, man.
Yeah, man. I think Brian won medal for JC at champs.
And with good strides.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So,
but Tennyson was more on the football side too.
And Tennyson was a long
distance runner, right?
Yeah, long distance too. Yeah.
Tennyson was more long distance than Brian and Jeff. I think Brian won medal for JC at champs.
Yeah, man. Brian got 2 silver behind Wayne's Rockinets.
Yeah. I remember that year there. Yeah.
And Jeffrey was a bronze medalist in the 200 in class 3.
Wow.
I remember.
Yeah, man.
So, I think it's class 2 he won the gold medal for the 400.
Yeah, man. He medal in all 3 races, Andre. The 400, the 200.
100 and 200, yeah.
Yeah, the 4, yeah, man. I think him get all of the points in Meadowbrook one that year. I think Jeffrey won, like, 90% of the points.
Wow.
That's embarrassed to say that.
No.
The funny thing, as an aside to that, Meadowbrook, the great are the stellar athletes at Meadowbrook hail from Pembroke Hall.
Yes.
Tony Gar was the first all-manning.
First big-time footballer, exactly.
And then you, Lance,
with the
captain the winning Sunlight team.
Exactly. And Jeffrey, the first gold medal. No, you're putting a perspective for 200. I never think about it away there at all. Meadowbrook indebted to Pembroke Hall.
Consider yourself a royalty.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Yeah. So So
Yeah.
earlier I said, Peter, a man give a boots. Who give a boots? It look like that.
You know that? Yeah, the name I am not going. I don't remember the name, but remember the man come out the gate and him say, Peter, we have a big match come up and the boots here for you. I'm like, wow, you know, you excited, man. You know, when you get a set of gears,
Yes,
socks,
man.
the shorts,
Gears was the thing,
man, I
man.
tell you, it meant everything.
A big
Yes.
thing,
You
that
know,
man.
back then. Yeah.
So
That's because of the humble beginnings, you know. Cause I remember saying, not for a barefoot, we used to play
Yeah,
ball.
exactly.
And
Exactly.
one up and down.
Exactly.
yeah.
But you know the gears when you get a jersey, man. That especially if the jersey have a number on the back.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep. 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 You
because
know.
Peter, you'll remember the days when we used to have to dye with shirt gold from play for Angels
Yeah.
from Amsterdam.
Yeah, man. Remember them things, man. Yeah. You know, so we all could look uniform, you know.
Yes,
Yeah, man.
yes.
Yeah. Remember them days there, you know. Well, I'm gonna tell you. I remember even sometime to man, I'm up in the country playing against some country team. The whole of the team barefoot, and me have on boots.
And you have on
Yeah,
boots.
yeah, you know. I say them country boy, yeah, man, them foot tough.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, man, yeah. You know, but we have come back with a win still. You know.
Yeah. So you remember the first competitive match you played for Patosi or for Pembroke Hall? Did you play minor league? That's so much question I asked you one time.
Yeah, I did play minor league. You know, and that was special to me too, man. And then we used to play a lot of the games. Them too was played at Pembroke Hall secondary. You know, a lot of the games them against Marvelly and all, and you know.
You remember some of the man who you play with, the minor league team there?
Honestly, no, I wouldn't remember some of them. I know Messi for sure, but some of the other guys, them I don't.
You probably play with Bowley. I don't know if you remember Bowley.
The name sounds
Everett
familiar.
Everett
Yeah.
beat it from Karawi, you know. That because I'm thinking that's the era you played. Because like my brother, I believe you were born like 59.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on 59. Yeah.
Yes. So that would have been that era.
You know, yeah. Some of them guys, man, I don't remember, you know, the name, whatever. But yeah, man, I remember some of those games, though, man. I think one time I took her somebody's girlfriend, and this guy, I remember the ball was coming over from the corner, and we both went up to head the ball, you know, to get in the goal. And the man just come out of nowhere with him left hand, you know, and lick me right in my face, you know, knock me unconscious on the ground, you know. Didn't even know where I was. That was a Sunday. I'm get up to rotted. I'm kind of, you know. So I said, boy, I go home, yeah, man. I just walk home, and I had to go to public hospital that day to get some stitches in my mouth. You know, never know him was out for me like that. You know,
What you
take him, girl.
Yeah,
yeah. That same day, you know what happened to him, man? That same day, them killed Claudia Mossop. And I remember, man, I ran out of public as soon as them done with me, you know, jump in a taxi and went home because the crowd that was coming at you know, the hospital.
Public.
Yeah, you kill my brother. Who to kill my brother? Yeah, man, that crowd there was something else.
So what?
I'm a race one.
So hold on, Peter. Are you one down a public? Nobody ever come with you?
Nobody come with me. One person they asked who was family look for me and say, no, I'm not come nowhere. I'm not take me or none. So I'm going to get a taxi and go. Me alone.
Hold on, Peter. How old you were at the time?
Oh, God, I have to probably be, probably about 16.
And you think about that, you know? That's why I bring it up, you know? You think about that, you know? At 16-year-old.
Probably about 16.
It's almost like we're so self-sufficient, you know? Your parents are probably
exactly. You know, road smart. Smart, savvy, that type of thing.
Yeah.
You know? You know, and another, you know, I tell you, man, I think my parents, every time I have to go back to them, man, they did an awesome job raising all 8 of us, because my dad was dad to every one of us, you know, even my mom too, man, you know. But yeah, went to public alone, jump in a taxi, come back home. I know my dad was going to piss because he said Sunday is for God and not for me playing anything. You know, so me I wait the next day, you know. I try hide my mouth and everything. Wait for what am I gonna do now, and you know, but you know, surprisingly, man, he surprised me. He didn't do anything, you know.
But Bulanda
Just
Peter, you
telling me
mentioned your
about
father a
be
couple of times.
careful.
I know your
Yeah,
mother passed away a couple of years ago or last year, 'cause I saw when Brandon
last year,
last year.
yeah.
When did the father pass?
My dad, probably about no, it's going to be probably about 9 years now. He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like
man.
86. My dad was 86 when he passed.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's going almost 10 years now.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
yeah.
my father passed. I'm 94, almost 30 years. I know, and the older they passed,
Wow, wow,
2016. So yeah. That's why
yeah,
I just curious.
yeah,
I just say when Brandon post something, and Douglas was in the picture, 'cause Douglas was in Jamaica a few months in I think. I just saw a picture of him post.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I saw that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You know,
So,
I tell you, man, I can tell you stories after stories.
no man, well tell the story them where you remember, man. We don't have
Yeah,
no format here, no talk the story where you want to talk about, man.
yeah. You know, but yeah, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Another time too, man, when I started going stats, you know, let me tell you about Isaac Henry first, man. You know, that day I was late, didn't have on my epaulette or nothing. And I'll hear somebody clap me like, shoot, look like about half a mile away.
The
And
clap
I clap me. So I just keep my head straight and I keep walk. I go my class. You hear Mr. Isaac Henry, Leonard Nicholson, come here. I'm by my first and last. I said, what is, how come you know my name? But I play for start still.
You play Money Cup. Did I play Money Cup at the
Yeah, I
time?
play Money Cup. Yeah. But I never know him know my name. So I come up and I go to him and him look for me and say, where your epaulette there? The first thing the man said to me, where your epaulette there? I'm going to say, I start looking at my bag. I know it's nothing in my bag, you know, but I look at my bag. Man said, get out of your bag. You know I'm none in there. Go up in my office and go wait. I'll be back. I'll come up here later. So when the man come up in my office, him say, what me I do in my office? Go on to your class, boy. Just like that, you know.
And hold on,
Yeah,
Peter.
man,
We're going to further with that. Oh, you got into stats. Did you pass a 9th grade achievement test?
Well, that's the thing, though. I tell you, man, every time I think about it, you know, for stats, they were starting this program at St. Andrew Tech in graphic design. That's how I end up at stats. So I was like one of the pioneer person, you know, in that class. And you know, and quite a few different people, probably some of the top people now in Jamaica in advertising, you know, that was part of my class back then.
So graphic design was a passion from high school, Peter.
Yeah, to me, I mean, for me, I got the talent from my dad, you know, the artist side.
Yes.
And I'm a lefty. I'm left-handed,
Yeah,
left foot, everything. You know. So I end up at Stats. I did 2 years at Stats and graduated from Stats. And then after Stats, I went to Jamaica School of Art.
I didn't even
But
know.
before I get to that, man, I remember 12 Tribe of Israel came to Stats to play against us. You know, we're getting ready for, you know, Manning Cup and all them things.
So not a practice,
you know, yeah. So it's a practice session. Man, that evening, probably about 15 bus, you know, like GOS, big bus them with P. Rasta. Pitney baby, everything, wife, son, uncle, brother, everybody. Full up the wall, about 15 bus, you know, come out play, you know, that evening, I remember. And guess how much we beat them by? 12-0.
And the school
12 Tribe of Israel, them call themselves, and then get 12-0 from way.
The 12 tribe, we've got a goal for every tribe.
You know, yeah, man, I tell you, that day them scored 2, and that was my first bicycle kick coming from the corner.
Yeah.
And score. That was probably, for me, one of the best moments playing that I remember.
Yeah. Sure, you know, your best goal scored.
Yeah, score.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, I'm probably about 5 foot off the ground, went up for it. Boom, boom. I scored it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, man,
So,
We had
um,
an interview a couple nights ago, Peter,
yeah,
with a brethren from my street, Pontrypant, who also went to Stats. He might have been I'm sure he was ahead of you. Leon. I don't know if you remember Leon.
Leon, what?
Leon Morris played for Carawina. Played defense for Carawina. But
Okay.
he went to Stats.
No,
yeah,
I
I look older
don't.
than him. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, man, it must be older, yes. Leon would have left.
I remember
Probably,
when,
Okay.
probably.
cause when you got stats,
Go ahead.
2 years, when you got stats, Peter, tell me how that got 2 years just spent at stats?
Yeah, 2 years I did at Stats and then
You were in Sport
graduated.
Farm.
Yeah.
Because
And
stats
then
not a,
graduated.
sorry, stats not a younger grade. That was 4th and 5th farm.
No,
No, man.
Stats
Man, them
do,
have
No,
all
man.
the
Stats
Stats
grades.
have
do,
everything, man. From grade 7 straight up.
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
but yes, Stats did. But because this was like a special program for them. And graphic design
Plus,
and
you were coming from secondary, so you wouldn't have gone
right,
to first farm.
Yeah, cause
right, exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
They never have take the
You know,
9th grade lesson at all, Peter.
the ninth grade, no.
You're right. You ain't test no grade at all. You're afraid of
Uh,
tests.
But
so,
I might tell
Peter,
you, but throughout college, I had to.
yeah,
You want
so Peter, at secondary there, you were probably classmates with people like O'Neill Comrie
Yes, I know the
and
name. Yeah,
and Gaio and
yes,
them guys,
yes, I was.
Cleveland Brownie and them guys.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah,
Because they were all my brothers' classmates are in his year. So I know you were in the same year.
yeah. Knew them guys, man. And
Football and stuff.
yeah. You know. But yeah, and then left there, man. Ended up at Jamaica School of Art. I know that I didn't want to paint or anything like that because even at such a young age, I was thinking that it's only when you die you make money if you're a painter and those things. At least I was that young, but was thinking,
Yeah.
and that's how I ended up in graphic design. And today, I'm telling you, man, I'm pretty successful at what I do.
Yeah.
I represent like all these major corporations. Up to the other day, I got a project with Vienna Beef, and I got the contract. And I'm not even talking working corporate. I'm talking running an agency out of my home.
Yeah.
So when I leave work on a normal basis, man, I come home in my home office and I'm still working till like 12, 1 o'clock at night sometimes.
Yeah.
But I am.
Let me ask you something, Peter, because you mentioned earlier, say, when you get through the scholarship for come foreign, your parents and your father wasn't particularly eager for you to play football, but football seemed to have opened enough door to a stage where it took you to the scholarship and took you to the career where you have. Did your parents ever talk about that in terms of football make you reach?
Yeah, I did. I did. Just like I was talking with my mom. Tell her I'm not going to disappoint her. But yeah, my parents, them, because I remember, just sitting in the backyard, after probably maybe about 3 years now I'm in the States and just having conversations with them, and what football did for me. And, because at one point they didn't think it was leading to anywhere. I mean, just honestly, they didn't think that, but yet, and especially my mom looked at me and apologized to me at one point and said, she's sorry because she just didn't know better or didn't know otherwise, what, even the football, the opportunity that it presented itself would have done for me. And she apologized to me, and I said, Ma, you don't have to, I mean, you knew the best, how,
Yes.
and they did, because for me, I left college not owing nobody a dime.
Mm-hmm.
So every money I was making after school, it's my money. It's not me paying back some loan I got or anything. So that, and you're talking probably now, kids, you're in college, easy, you're gonna spend 100,000. I just paid that for my daughter, who is an animator editor at one of the best schools in Chicago.
Oh, she following in your footsteps, Peter,
Yeah, she surprised me because I think she would have ended up in a medical field like her mom. But no, she really surprised me out of left field. And like that, when I want to go as far away from the house or whatever, when I'm ready for college. I said, okay, whatever. And sure enough, she was going all the way to not Atlanta. She was going to Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah, that's on the other side of the world.
She got some. Yeah, she got some scholarships because smart little kid,
Yeah.
So after a year, even in Savannah, she's like, "Dad, I want to come back. It's too far."
But she wants to come. So did she transfer or she stayed?
Yeah. So got her back in Chicago, and went to one of the best schools in the arts downtown. So now she was living downtown on campus at the Art Institute of Chicago. Yeah. So and graduated since.
Yeah. Let me ask you something, Peter. You say Stafford got the scholarship for you, campaigning.
Yeah.
So when you came to New York, you didn't have to pay no money at all. You got a full ride.
No money. The only thing I paid for was my housing, which my parents, I think at the time you could probably take about $80 out of Jamaica every so often.
$55, if I remember.
Or something like that. My parents used to give that to me, until, man, I found a job in the profession I was studying. And I told my parents, don't send me no more money. All of a sudden I was making all this money, but yet I was still in school full time.
School fee.
And no school fee, nothing, So, and then, even the company, the agency, because I would have to take a few bus going into New York in the city. So I was going all the way into Manhattan, 45th and 5th Avenue.
Yeah.
And then the owner of the company said to me, he's like, Leonard, how about, because you're in school and you're playing football and all of this, how about you do the work at home and just bill us for the hours and just drop them off? And that was the best thing that ever happened to me. So here's it, I'm making even more money, not going into the city, and being well paid. And it
so
was
you were working remote before it was even a thing.
Exactly. Because COVID have changed so many lives.
Yeah. But you were just a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But let me ask you something, Peter. You mentioned something there where because I know you as Peter, and you say you have the name, you have the nickname Pegoose, you call it. And then you call Andre know you as Leonard, and what name you go by now these days? What's go through the name. You already get the name Peter from, because that's all I know you as, Peter Nicholson.
Yeah. Peter has always been a pet name. Like most Jamaicans, we all have a pet name. So that's how Peter come into play. That was my pet name.
Okay.
There's nothing on paper that Peter is there.
Okay.
My real name is Leonard Lorenza Nicholson.
So nobody call you Peter in Jamaica, in a foreign at all?
No, nobody call me Peter unless it's my brother or my best friend or something like that.
So if you see a New York and a shout out Peter, I know say a Pembroke Hall, man.
Yeah, exactly. Our tennis and our bride.
Yeah.
But Peter, why you leave go New York and go Chicago?
Oh, that's a good question, man. That was my first marriage, honestly. Which is my big daughter, who's a chef today.
Yeah, long
very
distance,
talented.
love affair.
Yeah, it was, man, I was in New York, and I came home to Jamaica on vacation. 2 weeks I'm in Jamaica. Then my brother, who had met this family in Chicago, they wanted to come to Jamaica. They're Americans, so they wanted to come to Jamaica for the first time. and they were at my parents' house. So here is it. I met the mother and the daughter in Jamaica, staying at my parents' house. And I didn't pay no mind. I had my girlfriend there, so I ain't paying nobody no mind. And came back to New York. All of a sudden, this person was calling me and saying she wants to come and visit me. That's how it happened. So I got married right out of college, and that lasted 7 years, because I was under the intention too that, just like my parents, once you get married, that's it. But I'm telling you, man, I went through hell and back, and and that it didn't work out. Didn't work out after 7 years.
Life lessons, my friend. Life lessons.
Yeah. But today, me and my daughter, man, we're so close. And in fact, all three of them today are so close, meaning that you can't get nothing out of any of them against each other. If
So
there was something.
it's our daughters, Peter, or it's 2 daughters and a son?
No, two girls and a son.
Okay,
yeah,
I
two,
got you. Yeah,
2 daughters and a son.
I get a little Peter for carry on the tradition.
Yeah. Yep.
Him play ball?
Huh? Something, when
play?
he was about 4, I started working with him. I would go, we'd have the soccer ball, put up the cones, them, working with him. But after a while, he said, Dad, I don't like this. So I kind of left him alone.
Yeah, let him be the little American kid.
Yeah. And then when he turned about 13, then he said he wants to learn. I'm like, hey. You had the opportunity, man,
But talking about that, Peter, when you first remember taking up a football, how you get so skillful at it? Or you got so really...
Yeah, that's the thing, For me, I think it was more natural than anything else. Then, because all the open land behind us, man, I was over there.
Over Boystown, you talk?
Over Boystown.
Yeah, over there play, and I think we make a field anywhere we went.
Anyway, we make a field, man. Definitely.
Passion.
Go again, Phil.
The passion.
Yeah, the passion. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I had so much passion for that game, man. But surprisingly, though, man, that coach in New York, he kind of killed my love for the game.
Really?
After a while, after my first year, I was just so good, and I don't know if he thought I was arrogant or whatever, but I'm always smiling. That's just a part of who I am, always smiling. And I don't know if that peeved them or whatever, but he had nothing to do with the fact that I had the scholarship, and how I got there. Because after a while, he was playing people that I wouldn't even put on a team, nobody's team. He's playing them, and he just
he's not looking out for the best interest of the school.
Yeah, exactly. So after a while, he kind of killed that passion for me, and I just wanted was to leave there and get my degree and just get out.
Because I'm not get up. So you play still, but the team when I pick around is like them not good at all.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the best players. And he knew it. And I guess I don't know. Maybe he was experimenting, but I don't know.
Were you living in Brooklyn, Peter?
Actually, I was living in Long Island.
Where?
I had an apartment in Long Island in Old Westbury.
Oh, Westbury, okay.
Yeah, I had an apartment there, like about... Do you guys remember, like, Raymond Vassell?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, who used to... when it comes to, him and Stafford, back then with stats, 100 meters, then Monday vintage. Every year, them go... thing there in Philadelphia. Penn's Relay. Yeah.
Penn Relay. That
bring back gold for stats back then.
Stafford run for stats.
Stafford run for stats.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So Vassar was my roommate, while he was doing, I think Vassar was doing architecture, but he was my roommate,
Okay.
where I was, so I had Jamaicans around me, and then
And the
on the
reason I
weekend,
ask
yeah,
Peter,
yeah,
is because I was wondering if you played in any of the leagues. Like there was the Central Brooklyn League, and there was,
no,
you know,
no,
so you only played ball at school up here?
yeah, because I didn't have time. I didn't have time outside of that because after outdoors was finished, I was
Yeah.
playing indoors,
Okay.
which was much faster and
Yeah.
everything. Man, my first year, I got trophy as the most valuable player in the entire league. Um, I think I probably have about 10 trophies from back in college. And even then, too, other school wanted was to recruit me, but I told myself I wasn't going to get involved in all of that. To me, it was just education once I got there.
Mm-hmm.
And not the politics of
Yeah,
education.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because I've heard a lot of people left on these scholarships and they just end up not taking advantage of the opportunity,
Yeah.
you know. But for me, it was important to prove my parents wrong,
Yeah. I was about to
So
say
that
you
was
made
my,
a promise
yeah,
to your mom.
That's
yeah,
the thing, you,
yeah,
you was on a mission. Most of them
exactly.
guys when you're talking about them just want to reach a foreign.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like right now, it's like how you see people going off frozen thunder, Canada.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, just for farm work so them can run off and hopefully end up in the
true.
US.
Yeah, I don't have nothing against nobody still, but everybody have to, kind of do what they think is best for them.
Well, they're going to do
Guide
what they
them own
want to do.
destiny. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not even best, they're going to do what they want to do and not
to do.
necessarily
True,
what's best for
true,
them.
true.
Let,
Yeah,
let,
absolutely,
let me
absolutely.
ask you something, Peter, because when you get the scholarship and you come out foreign for the first time now, you never
Yeah.
know nothing about cold weather at all. What was it like experiencing the first cold weather?
The first school, I came here like in the fall. It wasn't that cold yet, but it was getting there. And I remember
Mm-hmm.
my auntie bought me my first
Winter coat.
winter coat. Yeah, and I remember the color today, was this brown winter coat. It was 10 times bigger than me at the time, because I wasn't big. I was like 160 something pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, but after a while, I don't know because I'm so funny. I think my body is because even in Jamaica, I'll tell you something too. At night, I would shower and go upstairs on the roof and sleep because I couldn't take the heat. Yeah,
Oh,
in
that means
Jamaica.
you say you was a Yankee that was born in Jamaica accidentally.
That's right. Yeah, because even today, I pull out of my garage and I end up at the garage and work. So the cold, I'm not out in the cold, never like that, unless I want to, because I can ski. Over the years now, I
Just
can.
one day end up at Chicago.
Yeah.
What you
Yeah,
say? You ski, Peter? Did you say you
yeah, I
ski?
can ski. Yeah, you
Well,
know.
as I said, I remember you on roller skate, and at the time you were one of the few people who could skate with
Yes,
two skates.
yes. You remember them guys were used to when you're in Tree and you sit up on the road behind all the
Yeah,
people,
man.
them.
Yeah,
you know, I always wanted to skate, and I had the opportunity. I was skating every day to Pembroke Hall Secondary.
yeah. You was.
Going
Did
to
you ever
school.
you used to go skate land or anything like that?
I've been there. I've been there a few times, and that's how I learned how to skate. Was
Okay.
just yeah. No, and then after I become rollerblades, which I do have a pair downstairs in my man cave.
So,
Um, teach my kids them how to skate, table tennis. I teach them all of that stuff. All that stuff is downstairs. And
I wonder if you have a beige downstairs.
I have one right in the closet across from me right
Ah,
now.
I remember
Yeah,
that Peter used to have the biggest ability to rat.
yeah. Oh, I want to remember all them things, man. God,
you think it's an accident? May
yeah,
I ask you about the beige?
yeah. Kite, man. I used to love kite. And when you see it, that you let up that thing off it tight to your gate because you
Yeah,
can't
man.
control it.
You can't control it.
Yeah, because it's so big.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a person in Pembroke Hall who used to have a kite, and every time let up, it had the letter. It said the bad. on the kite. I don't remember who owned that kite.
I think the miner them man.
It was Mario Kite that, right?
Yeah, man. Them guys that did wicked. You
And
know,
them
make some kite bigger than them, you know.
Yes, them
Yeah.
pierce a kite with Alan Isaacs. It was election time. And them get the Alan Isaacs poster and pierce the kite.
Wow.
Yeah, Mario was a big kite guy.
Yeah, man. Them guys, man. You know, them get it from, you know, them guys. I could make a kite though. Yeah. And I showed my kids them how to make it. And, you know, I have nice
two in my garage right now.
Eh?
I have two in my garage right now.
So you see what I'm talking about. And in the summer we fly, man. That thing is sweet.
Yes, man. Yes.
Yeah. You know. But man, I tell you, man, I've had a good childhood, you know. I wouldn't change nothing. Just the experiences over the years.
And a lot of us owe that to Pembroke Hall, man.
Yeah.
That was our happy place, you know.
Exactly. Pembroke Hall, man.
I just talk about that, Andre and Peter, but or Leonard.
Yeah. No matter.
No, man, I joke with him, man. Come know you as Peter, but I call him nothing. Just like me, I call Nelly or Joan, same way.
Yeah.
I would have a nickname for Joan, but when I call it on the area, it's a different nickname.
Yeah, man.
But yeah,
Joan.
why do you think Pembroke Hall developed such great people in terms of come hear your story, Andre, rightfully remind us that Pembroke Hall produced a whole heap of athletes from Meadowbrook. I never realized that, Andre. They put in a context, Jeff and Wilsey and myself. And esteemed companies them there, Andre. I'm happy to be amongst those. Great.
What esteem, man.
Boy, I tell you.
So why you think Pembroke Hall, in terms of produce, the caliber of people them produce, Peter?
You know, for me, I think it has to do a lot with all our parents.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, I think they're the root to all of that.
And I know Phil is passionate about that, right, Phil?
Him the mute, I don't know if I'm going to eat some food or what. But
because Phil normally says that today you have a lot of mothers and fathers, but
no
not
parents.
Parents.
Yeah, true. Well said, man. Well said, you know.
And we had a community of parents because like you remember, Peter, not only your parents could scold you.
Yeah, everybody.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you ever have visions of becoming a pro footballer, Peter?
Yeah, that was my dream. You know, like I said, for me, I wanted was to go to Europe. I wanted was to go to England. That was my first choice. And when I didn't see that was going to happen, I said, you know, I'll just take whatever comes, you know, and make the best out of it. And I think I did, given the circumstances, you know, because here's it that I have an education that I didn't pay for, which, you know, would have spent thousands and thousands of dollars and you know, all these lending companies. When you're finished, you know,
student
and
loans,
of course that double and triple with the interest rates and everything.
Never pay it off.
It's like you never finish.
No,
you
football
know,
kick off only per door, man. But no, what I'm saying, you never when you reach to the States and start university here, you give up on the hope of becoming a pro footballer, or that never even exist. That opportunity didn't exist in the States at the time.
Yeah, it didn't exist anymore to me because, like, you know, now I'm here, you know, let me concentrate on being here and what I can do for the school because, you know, it's a scholarship. So I have to perform, you know, and I think I did that exceptionally well because all of a sudden, the school was ranked number 1, you know, in the division, you know, so I think I did exactly what I came there to do, you know, and what is it? It's called the athletic director. He's the one that got
the AD,
and he was so happy with what I did for the school, because they really didn't even was known for sports per se. They're known for architecture, that school, and then then that opened up the door just based on, the performance then, why I could get Ray up, why I could get Messi up, because I know I was now, talking on their behalf, to help them come up and,
they're probably saying if they're
give them
anything
the
like you.
opportunity. Yeah, the same opportunity I got, So the athletic director didn't think twice. And next thing I know, Ray and Messi was up there with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Based off of your word alone. So what was the quality of
Yeah,
football like?
exactly.
What was the standard of football like compared to where you come from in Jamaica and Pembroke Hall? What was the standard of football like?
In New York.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, they were nowhere close to being like, Europe,
No, yeah,
England,
that we know, yeah.
Nowhere close to that. So what I even brought to New York was priceless to them, because I know I was giving that school the recognition they didn't have on the athletic side, or on the sports side, I should say,
So as far as you know, Peter, you were the first foreign player that played for that school?
Yes, as far as I know.
Okay.
And then after that, too, they started to get players from these European countries to be part of the team, But yet, you had all these Caucasian players there that they didn't know what they were doing. You were literally trying to teach them, And then all of a sudden...
But, also, Peter, to come back to Lance's inquiry, in New York, when I came in the 70s and you came around that time, outside of school, there was not a lot of opportunities for players like ourselves who came from Jamaica. Like today, there are many leagues, recreational, semi-pro leagues, and all of that.
Yes.
Those opportunities didn't exist. So if you either played in school or you didn't play.
Yeah, because even now, I think if I was probably in my late 20s now, I would be playing MLS.
Yeah,
you were that good, Peter, without a doubt.
You would have an outlet, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Because I've gone to, some of those games, and I look and I laugh. I said, this is just bullshit. That's what I said. I said, these guys don't have no talent, but now the talent is getting much better. I have to give them kudos for that. But before, shoot, they didn't even know what they were doing.
I don't know if you remember Doc McKenzie, Peter?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Got a football scholarship. Well, 10 years. Well, yeah. 1970, Doc got a football scholarship. So, Oneonta. That's upstate New York. Right. And Doc turned down a pro. Doc said that the pro league, that contract for them offer him at the time, for 1979. He could have come back to Jamaica and earn more money. Well, he did come back to Jamaica and earn more money. He never took up the contract with them offer him.
Yeah. Because now, I mean, so much video of these younger players coming up now. You have so much different outlets, to scout you and see how good you are. We didn't have that. We didn't have that at all. It was almost like word of mouth.
No. Peter, the school that Lance mentioned just now that Doc attended that scholarship. One of our contemporaries also went there on scholarship. The great Anthony Hutchinson, Flooney.
Okay, Flooney. Oh, okay. That's where Flooney went.
Yeah. Flooney went and a brethren of mine, Paxton Rose. Flooney and Paxton went there together.
Okay. That's awesome, man. Nice. Yeah. How is Flooney anyway? You guys,
Yeah, man. He went on to get his doctorate and
nice.
I think he lectured now. Which university?
He's a professor.
What?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, he had returned to Jamaica and was advising the Minister of Finance at one point.
He looks like a professor, though.
yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. And even more so now.
I can imagine.
Which university
that
you work, Andre?
I think he was at a school in Boston. Was it Boston or Pennsylvania? I don't remember.
I don't remember which
In
one.
one of the two places. I can't remember for sure.
My brother out
Yeah.
Atlanta.
The
Wow.
last time I saw him, I was walking the campus of Starfish in Trelawney.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I see him see me coming the other way. I'm saying, "Wow, I'm John." I was a fool. Of course, we stopped there for about 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me ask
So
you.
Peter,
Yeah, go ahead, Phil. Go ahead. Sorry.
Peter, which club in England was it like your idol? If you had
You know
gotten a chance
something?
to go Europe, which club you would want to represent?
I would like to play for Liverpool. That was one
You
of
are
my.
Liverpool. You
Don't
are
make him get
Yeah.
upset,
Liverpool, man.
Peter. You upset him now.
You just melt jelly heart.
No, but
Yeah.
you see, Peter, go back to the days of Kevin Keegan and John
Yes.
Thompson.
Yeah.
Well,
Kenny
before John
Dalglish and
Barnes.
them man there.
Yeah.
Yep. Love Liverpool, man, for some
You
reason.
still a Liverpool fan to Peter?
Eh?
You still a Liverpool fan?
Yeah, I still am.
Yeah, man. I said
You
them,
know,
man. Some of them.
I watch all the European football.
Yeah,
All
man.
of it.
Yeah. Some of them man have club where them say they represent, and them just start representing them. I said them are for them club when them not win. Them not.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, me grew up as a
Yeah.
Leeds United fan.
Well,
So
listen, the record speaks for itself, you know. We know who really love football from who talks, them love it, when they really like it. And that note I'm going to rest my case.
All right,
Oh,
we not going to
God.
truck. We don't want to truck him now, Peter, because he is a Manchester City fan, and I asked him the other day, say, if them just start talk about Man City since them a win, or them a Man City fan from the 1970s. Like, I am a Liverpool from the 1970s. I more I know.
But I want to tell you that's one of the I mean, Tottenham are my team, but me always, even when Man City used to play back in the day in a Division 1, and we see them light blue, but them have a white stripe go across them chest.
Yes.
From the shoulder to the hip. Them just put
true.
them.
So Tottenham are number 2 then, that's what you say.
No, man, Tottenham are always my team as Valdar dealers.
Oh, so Manchester City are number 2. Okay, all right. Just record.
Yeah, well, I'm tell you, why am I really check for them our company? I like Vincent company, because I watch them before Pep come there, you know.
Oh, from Mancini there.
Yeah, exactly. But a company really draw me to the team. I like him spirit.
Me a root for them when they win the first time when the most famous goal Man City score with Aguero scored a winning goal when they win the championship. Cool Aguero. Yeah. So so Peter, you have vision. You like Liverpool. You love to play for Liverpool in the 70s.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man, with guys like Virgil, you know, them guys, man. Yeah.
But me ask you, Andre, something though, because I never come to school here foreign at all. Me want to know what was the quality of education like when you come to college in the 70s, Peter? Was the book work difficult?
You know, for some reason, you know, school in America to me wasn't hard.
It was a lot easier than Jamaica.
It was a lot easier.
Everybody where I know travel tell me that.
Yeah.
Everybody were migrated. Them say, cause even the dons from Jamaica brains up here.
Yeah, for school.
High school in Jamaica.
Man, then I worry me know when they do good in a school and I'm come here and excel and get degree and all them things.
High school in Jamaica was underappreciated for what it really
well, listen, you see, the English system is not an easy one.
Yeah, because the British is a lot like Jamaican. The British system is a lot, you know.
Yeah,
how
but that's what Jamaica copy with. Jamaica copy them with everything to this day because it's just like now what we call our football thing Premier League.
Yeah.
And before that is just everything in England we copy.
Yeah.
I just know them constitutional
reform committee. The work never difficult for you at all, and Peter, when you come to school.
No, it wasn't difficult at all. You know, and one thing I noticed, man, when you because before to me, I just didn't have the mindset then. But when I came here, like I told you, you know, earlier, I wasn't going to disappoint my mom or my parents. You know, I got more involved. I had other people around me, you know, like calculus, for instance. You know, some of my teammates were so good at some of these things that, you know, I spent time with them and, you know, getting to understand, you know, some of these formulas and all of that stuff. You know, so the concentration part of it was now there at as before it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So you pick up on all concepts at that
exactly.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, but all the college in the US, I think Jamaica was much harder.
Yeah.
Because the system too, like you said, it's pretty much British, and you have to know the material coming with the British, system in Jamaica. You have to know the material. It's no multiple choices.
More
But
than
No.
anything else, it require
yeah,
more critical thinking.
exactly. But here you had, four answers in front of you, you
Multiple
know.
choice. Multiple
Exactly. Everything
choice.
was multiple choices,
Process of elimination.
Or
You get
something
the
them
answer.
call. Because I taught here, Peter, when I just come in 2000 and I teach in elementary school.
Yeah.
And I say them forget to pick them open book test. I say, I don't test that.
Exactly.
Feel ever hear that yet?
Exactly.
You get test
Yeah,
and I
but
say, I use the book.
just like how me tell you, say, yeah, man, I do driving test in a parking lot. Road test in a parking lot.
Yeah, same thing, Phil. Same concept, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't drive in a road with other vehicle around them. But I say the insurance industry, as me say, them are king, and them run things, and the more money for them, the more idiot they on road.
Oh
So, Peter, in
God.
the early days, did you miss Jamaica, or were you so focused to say, boy, you had to make something out of the scholarship that you never missed Jamaica at
Yeah.
all?
No, I literally miss Jamaica. But when I was leaving, because I know I was going to see Stafford, I was going to see my auntie, I was going to see Marie Howard. I didn't miss anything just then. Till after a while, it kind of dawned on me, like, God damn, I'm here now.
Mm-hmm,
You
mm-hmm,
know.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I remember my mom came up that summer, and we were in Brooklyn, and I said, "Mommy, I have a return ticket. How about me come down? At least spend a couple weeks." And she's like, "No, you're not coming down because they might not even want you back up in the States, or whatever." She found every reason. So I started crying, and she said, "Okay, you can come."
Yeah.
So I came home for after my first year, I came home, and all of a sudden, even the roads them looked so little to me. I couldn't think I could drive here again.
Yeah.
Everything just looked so much smaller.
Yeah.
But yet, when I went back and came back the second time, it's like everything just kind of adjusted back normal, like when I was living here. Yeah. Because I can't come to Jamaica and not rent something. And this has been going on now for over 40-something years.
You go regularly then, Peter?
Go home every year.
Yeah. I try to be in Jamaica at least twice a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at all, Peter. I did not know that.
You ever attend champs?
Yeah, I've been to champs. Yeah. I've been to champs. Yeah. But another thing too, who was my roommate back in college too? I think his dad was the prime minister at one point or something like that. Tom Peralta.
No, it was a member of parliament.
Member of parliament.
Ryan, I think he was deputy prime minister one time.
Okay. Well, his son.
That's as high as he ever got.
Yeah. Well, Tarn was my roommate too for about a couple of years.
Was he a hurdler?
I don't know. Yes. Because he used to do track. Yeah.
The answer to the question, Andre, is that George's man that's in the man most certain. And
okay.
And the George's man are there tonight on the call, because Thumper normally here with us, son. But he's not here tonight, Peter. Kamika them, you from Anandale, Aqualita Vale, man them. Yeah. So talking about that, did Bobby Fire ever coach you, Peter?
I think he did, yes, he did.
Okay.
He did.
And you played minor league and major league for Pembroke Hall?
Yeah, I sure did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you remember we play major league with our man? Anybody remember you playing with?
Oh God!
You can't.
It's like you're taking me down memory lane. That I honestly, I know Ray was always on that team.
Yeah.
And I know Messi was always on that team. And them guys, man, just over the years, you could have rely on them, man. They were so good.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you're trying to score from the corner because Ray was so tall, man. He's putting that ball in the back of the net. You know. But I was always around some good players too, you know. You know, because all I remember is just winning more times than not. You know. And then one of the times then, man, I ended up with a team called Chalice City. In Downey Park. I was playing for this team. We're black and white.
That's a corner league team over Downey Park.
Yeah, over Downey Park. You know. And they come all the way to Pembroke Hall, come get me and said, you know, we have all this for you. And, you know, I said, all right. You know, because me, anytime I get a chance to play, I want to play. You know. Yeah, man. And I was all over Downey Park playing. All over Downey Park playing.
And I'm sure the secondary had a team too, right?
Yeah, Pembroke Hall had a team too, but honestly, I don't remember much about those games. Yeah.
Some of them guys I don't remember if you remember Diego from Pancho.
Yes, that name is very familiar. Yeah. You know, you'd have to remind me of that one, but yeah. You know, but yeah, you know.
And I see,
yeah, man,
I see now your bio, Peter, you say you took up golfing. How did that come about?
Actually, you know, when I kind of stopped playing, I mean, if you give me a soccer ball right now, I can do anything with it too. Drop it in my back, still today.
You can still juggle go to 100?
Yeah, I can still do it.
With the left foot alone, with the left foot alone still?
Left and right. All right. The left foot alone wouldn't do it. No, left and right. Left and right. Yeah. There's about 4 soccer balls in my garage right now.
Yeah.
You know. And every time I just pull it out and, you know, just play with it, you know. But, you know, then, of course, I wasn't playing on any level anymore. And to me, I had to find a passion. I had to find something else. And I remember one year, this was Tiger Woods starting to play golf. And I was watching him, this young kid. And I'm here watching golf for the first time because he made it fun. He made it interesting. Then I had another Jamaican friend, named Claude. He was more like a cast guy type of guy, architecture. And, you know, he became a good friend of mine up here. And he was watching the same game. And all of a sudden I was calling him. And he was calling me at the same time to say, let's take up this game. And the next day I bought clubs and didn't even know what I was getting myself into. The next day. It took him a week because he's such a meticulous person. It took him a week. But I had clubs the next day. And me and him, we started on this journey. And today, I think my handicap went down as far as a 5 handicap, if you know what that means.
I have no clue. You have to educate me upon that now.
Yeah. You know, meaning that I can beat just about anybody playing the game on a one-on-one. Yeah. You know, being a 5 handicap.
Let me ask you a question, because I don't think you know about golf. If a man get a 75, that's a good. Like when Tiger when Tiger win the Masters, like when I get 69 or 70 and 68.
Yeah.
Where you score when you play? That's what I ask.
Yeah, I score like in the 70s and 80s.
Okay, all right, I got you.
You know,
good. That's the competitive score, Peter. I just say, yeah.
Yeah, it became very competitive for me because here's it now that I was in all these pro-am tournaments heading into the Dominican Republic for 15 years straight.
Oh, wow.
Playing, yeah, you know, with a lot of friends out of New York, Jamaican guys, them, as well as, you know, guys from other countries.
Yeah.
Meet the Prime Minister of the Dominican Republic. I've met some of the most talented baseball player because this was such a big event. That it was kind of sponsored by this guy. His name was Juan Marichal. Today he's a legend of the Dominican Republic.
Yeah,
it was his tournament.
Baseball player that Andre.
Yeah, baseball.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Big time.
and I came, and I 1 year, it's always a twosome in these tournaments, and 1 year I came in second, me and my buddy, and we got this trophy with Juan Marichal, because when he pitch, his foot is almost like vertical when he's getting ready to pitch, and
Yes.
that's how the trophies them look. And I have one downstairs today that I came in second place. Me and a good friend of mine out of New York. But yeah, I would meet some of all of the baseball players from that country. Pedro Guerrero,
Big player
Pedro
again.
Martinez, Juan Marichal, Jose Ramez, Sammy Sosa, all them
Yeah.
guys I would meet. And a lot of them, what I was doing too was taking in their rookie cards and have them sign them for me.
Mm-hmm.
So even today I have a lot of their rookie cards, and all signed by a lot of these great players heading into that country. And then I've been into Jamaica quite a bit, playing in pro-am tournaments in Jamaica. For about 5 years straight, and then here came COVID and kind of put a break on things. But this year I should be back in Jamaica in November, and what you call Annie's Revenge, which is a pro-am tournament, 3 amateur and 1 professional.
Yeah.
So you play some serious golf, and
yeah. And next month I'm off to Virginia to play in a 3-day tournament. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it, man. I love it.
And I'm not surprised that this sport where you take up. I think any sport where you take up, because you're such a competitive person and so talented.
Yeah.
You'd be successful at it. That's how I see you.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah,
So you say you go back to Jamaica often, Peter. Like you say, go home twice a year.
Yeah, at least twice a year.
So,
I know at times I've been in Jamaica 3 times.
So all right. 2 questions first. I know your mother died recently. Do you have family still live in the house at Pembroke Hall?
Right now, I think we're going to sell the home. The person that lives in the home now, it's a minister guy and his family that my dad literally brought under his wings when he was in his teens.
Okay.
I know he's the minister for the church where my dad started in Aberdeen. Beautiful chapel.
For the record, Peter, where's Aberdeen?
Aberdeen is in St. Catherine, up in the hills. What else can I say? What's the area? Linstead.
Up in Linstead. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, went to Linstead.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. Even that I have stories on when I used to go up there. All the painting behind the baptism pool is still the same thing I did how many years ago. There.
What's a painting? What do you mean, Peter? What do you mean paint? Like you paint?
Like they have,
the mural
like,
and the paint?
Literally paint.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
When I say paint, meaning there's this landscape of with water and everything. These trees.
That's what I was visualizing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That type of painting. That I did, over the years for them, and it's still there today. Look like I just did it yesterday. Because I go up there, ever so often too. But yeah, that's just part of growing up.
So how has Pembroke Hall changed to you, Peter, and years a year go back?
Now,
yeah, over the
I
years,
see a lot of houses. I even see a lot of houses now, like 2 and 3 stories.
Wow.
On the corner, like Calbeck, Potosi, or something like that. That kind of looks odd to me. Because the rest of homes is just not that elevated as even, like that. But
might not even be
some
safe.
things,
Some things,
some things look run down to me, but on a whole, I think a lot of the homes still look decent. Where Miss Bliss used to live, though, I think one of the walls was like got knocked down or something, maybe because of age.
I miss
Um,
Bliss who again, Andrew. Remind me.
Bobby
she usually
Bobby
live in
Culture.
front of
Oh,
us.
Bobby
Bobby Culture
Culture. Yeah,
grandmother.
okay, yeah. I can
Yeah,
remember. Yeah,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
yeah.
Bobby Culture
You
grandmother.
know, yeah.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I think Pembroke Hall is still Pembroke Hall. Yeah,
And by the way,
because
Peter,
my sister lived next door to my parents' house.
Oh, so your sister still live there,
Yeah, Vivian. Yeah.
and that's a house.
I
Um,
That's a house that what the Irans them used to live.
no, it's on the other side. So on the other side, to Bobby,
Or across the
where
street.
Bobby used to. Yeah. No, not across the street. It's on this thing next door, next door.
That's
On
beside.
if
Oh, you're talking Mr. Lee. Beside Mr. Lee.
yes,
Mr. Jack.
that
Mr.
house.
Jack. The house between your house and
Yes,
Mr. Jack's house.
yes,
Yeah. I know what you're talking. I remember now
yeah,
said there was a house between your house and Mr. Jack's
yeah,
house. Yeah.
yeah. My sister owns that. Yeah,
And
and she's still there.
that's your older sister. Yeah.
Yeah, but she travels a lot, man. She's been to China, all over Sweden,
Yeah.
because her daughter married to some Swedish guy, in Sweden
And this is
today.
which one is Sister Peter?
This is the oldest sister. No, the second. No, Vivian is what? The oldest.
Older
Vivian is
sister,
the
okay.
oldest. Yeah.
I just remember one sister older than you. I didn't know you had two older sisters when you talk
Yeah,
about
two of them.
Yeah.
You might probably remember Lorna. Might.
Yeah, she I remember Peter. The other sister I didn't remember at all. And
yeah.
the younger one there. Andre was gonna ask a question. Go ahead,
Yeah, Peter, as we touch on Miss Bliss. And if I remember correctly, Robert Lane was your classmate as well in 6A.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. Me and Robert was such good friends.
Yeah.
Such good friends,
And Lance, Robert Lane will be Bobby Culture.
Yeah.
Oh really? At that time official name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh Robert
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Me and Bobby, we were so close.
I call him and I don't know who.
No, but because we we are into the nicknames,
Yeah.
Exactly.
But you see, my brother used to, because this class and primary school, you get the official name. That's why I know Leonard Nicholson and Lincoln Natal.
Yeah.
And you had girls like Judith Pascoe and Cheryl Thompson and Geraldine Pineda. Those were all
Wow.
your
You're
classmates.
bringing back memories with those names, man. Yeah. I know those names well.
Yeah. So which primary school you went to, Peter?
Primary, I went to Pembroke Hall Primary down the road.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. And there I was like the second fastest person behind this tall guy.
Yeah.
I went Pembroke Hall Primary.
Yeah.
Man.
I didn't realize that. That you have gone to primary.
That's what I was saying, that Roots was him classmate and my brother and them. That was
Roots in the primary. I think the first year to him, 67 or something like that to him. Yeah. So me ask you about Pembroke Hall, Peter, in terms of say. So you think Pembroke Hall Pembroke Hall could have did a little uplifting? Let me ask a question this way. In terms of
I think yeah. I mean, it could. But still a lot of beautiful homes. When I drive down some of the streets, then Las Quinet, even Carlbeck, Pancherpont, all of that. Yeah, some beautiful homes are still, down there. But like I think most anywhere, sometimes could take just some more loving care to bring it up to par. But some gorgeous homes is in Pembroke Hall.
I'm after asking this, Peter, because I have not been back to Jamaica in 6 years since my old lady died, and I went down 7 years this year. 7 years this year.
Wow, so you're
It kind of. Do you feel safe when you're in Jamaica?
Something. I've never been scared in my life like that. Maybe because I'm kind of street smart, street savvy. Even when I was living in Jamaica. So I always try to put myself in the best of situations. Not saying anything can't happen anywhere, but no, I've never felt unsafe like that. No.
No, I can attest to that, Peter. I just a check because when I go
Yeah.
down, I would up on the road.
Yeah.
I'll start hours a night, and I me wanna drive. I mean, I really feel no way. But I've not been back in a while, so I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Today I still feel safe. Of course, I'm not going to go to certain areas
Because
that
you
I
know the
don't
place
know.
good enough, yeah.
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 I know the GPS works down there, as well, so that helps too.
I didn't even realize that the GPS finally are working
Yeah.
in Jamaica. That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
I use Waze down there.
I have to tell you something though, Peter, as you mentioned that,
Yeah.
one night I was coming from out by Copacabana side, out towards Bull Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was warned not to take Mountain View Avenue, so up for like South Camp Road.
Yeah.
But somehow I managed. I see myself passing a bunch of man with some hand cart and I'm like, what the hell? And then I realized when I pass them, say, is Coronation Market, right? And I gone up now in the belly at Tivoli. This is like 1 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So it's my wife and myself in the car, right? And I said, boy, I didn't want to make she realize, say, boy, I am unnerved, right? So I'm making a U-turn now. So me then bother make a broke U-turn. Me just jump on a sidewalk and spin round one time. Right? So when the handcart man them see me pass, but them start steer me down. And Waze now start telling me to take some little turn, some small lane, like it's only a handcart. And I said, boy, if you never know better, you go down that and get trapped.
Yeah, man.
So you have to be careful with Waze.
Yeah, exactly. And you're right, because I tell you the last time me in Jamaica, me a go around downtown mega eat, what the name of the place now? On the waterfront, because downtown now them have fixed up really nice.
Yeah, man, them have downtown down there and Glorious.
Yeah, downtown now really nice. What's your name? Glorious. Glorious me a go,
Yes.
And we want to send me up in the ghetto area. I no feel no way, me turn on the street, The time me near Glorious, me didn't even know where me turn for.
Yeah.
Me supposed to know better. And when me start to write it, me say, what the hell this? And me just stop and start back up the car and come back on the main and end up at Glorious. But me say, boy, I'm not listen to Waze again in a certain thing.
No, I know that, Only need we have need to upgrade here, Andre. It's like when you click on the app, so them tell you if you want toll or no toll.
Right, exactly.
We have people that want to close in Jamaica and say, boy, see you for us.
Me I tell you, man, But I wasn't scared, but me say, because I know better. I say, what the hell this?
Yeah. But that's if you know the area good enough, Peter, right? Like you and I and Andre, who grew up in Jamaica, understand the area certain ways. Like you just don't say avoid certain, and you know the place good enough.
Yeah. So yeah, man.
Yeah,
but a lot of time I on the North Coast still, and then me drive up because I like going into Montego Bay. I like visit the island.
Yeah.
So sometimes, me drive either way, the toll road or go local, just bring back certain memories and stop and buy some crab bar or something. He's a street man,
Yeah. Stop at middle quarters and get some.
Yeah, man, stop at middle quarters and all over St. Elizabeth and all them places, man. I love Jamaica, man. So, me have to see it from every perspective.
When I don't feel so Waze, only at Jamaica Waze operate like that kind of set thing, so.
It do the same thing here, man.
Yes, Peter should I know that. You're there at Chicago. You're there at Chicago and you said a certain way a dog name your supper.
Yeah.
Even like LA, same thing running at traffic and it's sending in the ghetto part at LA.
Yeah.
But you can't worry yourself. Once you're street youth, you know for survival.
Exactly, true that.
We know the place, them in terms of the landscape, but in terms of the social status of the area. They don't really care about that. And you can use that then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
True. Yeah,
So
man.
earlier we talk about, I'm introduce we talk about the sister them and Peter. You're saying Nelly in Jamaica still, or Rose?
Yeah, Nellie's in Jamaica. And she won like 2 auto parts stores. So anytime you need anything, you need to check her.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, one of them is they're both by Maxwell,
Okay.
actually. Yeah.
So she never migrated at all?
No, Nelly, in fact, she was just here in Atlanta. She was in Atlanta just like a week ago.
Okay.
Yeah. But she travels a lot too, But yeah, Jamaica is home, man. She don't want to stay up here.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, America is not for everybody either.
No, not everybody. No, I can't get that.
Yeah.
Some people they will come to shop and visit, but they won't come to live.
Yeah.
Well, some
exactly.
people now come play second class citizen, and then if you're there Jamaican, you have something to go on for you, you're better off.
True.
Like I said, the biggest problem at Jamaica is the health industry, the healthcare industry, and
yeah. I think Jamaica need a lot of help with that. But I thought them Chinese guys was building something on like hospitals. Is that true or not?
There's a children's hospital out in Mobile. It's either Cornwall Regional, but
it's Mobile. Okay.
It's a major undertaking because the hospital that was totally neglected by both administrations. So
wow.
they blame them to spread around. You see, when you have a big structure like that and you ignore it, anytime you realize it, I got ear wire.
But now for understanding, the building are one thing, staffing more important than the building of my mind, it is a challenge.
Yeah, but the staffing problem is because the government don't handle them responsibility. So why should I, if I can leave the country and do better in my profession else, we are going to do that? Because nobody no want to work and get paid.
No,
and it's like the
absolutely
government
not.
The government them thinks that the doctor and teachers them it's for work for free. Like right now, I say they must show them massive disrespect, massive.
Wow, that's not good, man, and especially in a profession like that too,
But listen, to me, the primary function of government is education, healthcare, and national security. That's it. To me, that's how the government supposed to look about it.
Yeah.
Because a healthy society is a productive society.
Of course. And that's probably one of the reasons, too. I probably don't think I would go back to live in Jamaica just because of healthcare. And the older you're getting, you just want to feel that, if something comes up, you're not just going down.
That's the thing. If you have health issues, then you don't want to look that direction.
Right. That's my only thing with Jamaica to date.
I mean, if you do have a health issue, then you can take the journey.
Right.
If you have health issue, you have to leave that alone.
Exactly. True.
Most people say, I can't just fly, come up. So you can't fly. So you get so sick that you're bedridden.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to be working
exactly.
Yeah. I hear you now.
Come on.
But may I ask you something? Yeah, go ahead, Peter. Go ahead. No, you go ahead, man. You go ahead.
No, I remember another time too, after going to school at Jamaica School of Art, there was 2 Puerto Ricans that came to Jamaica to help the Prime Minister Norman Manley,
Michael Manley,
his mom.
Michael Manley.
Yeah, Michael Manley. So his mom, was the artist, Edna Manley.
Edna Manley, yeah.
Yeah, she was an artist. So these Puerto Ricans came there to do some lithography with 6 of our best work. And I got to be on that team with a couple more from Jamaica School of Art. And it was, so now we were going there in New Kingston, where, you can get a lobster party and all of that stuff right now. Devon House?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So we were working in the backyard with these Puerto Rican lithographers, converting some of our art to lithography, and put them in a portfolio. And this is just before I left for the United States. So I was working with them for months and months. These guys, man, after being in Jamaica so long, they got girlfriends and everything, didn't want to go back to their wives. And I remember their wives flew in and want them back home. And they weren't ready. They had such a good life in Jamaica. They didn't want to go back to Puerto Rico. But anyway, I got a set of that art, those lithography. And at the time, they were being sold $100 for each one. So the collection was about between $600 and $800. And I got like 3 of the collections, me leaving Jamaica. But sometimes when you're young, you really don't even know the value of certain things, because even today, that thing probably worth about $50,000 to $100,000. That set.
US dollar, yeah, talk about.
Yeah. US dollars. Man, and between New York and me leaving New York and end up in Chicago, man, I don't even know where not even one of those things are. And every time I think about that, I get so upset with myself, because the value was there, because she unsigned all of that before she died.
I mean, Edna Manley.
Edna Manley, yeah.
That worth some value now for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And you're talking in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the art school was named, when you're going to the art school, it was named after her at the time, or it was
No, it was named Jamaica School of Art at the time.
I think it
because I think it has a new name now. I think the name has changed since.
Yeah, I think it named something with her name.
I know the name has changed.
School of Art.
It's not man the School of Art, probably that. I don't know. I'm not down in Jamaica. And Peter, trust me, the fact that you go to Jamaica 2 and 3 times a year, you know much more about Jamaica than I do.
Yeah.
Even I come here long after you. I came here in 2000 and in 2000, December 2000, I came here.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's called Enamanda College of Visual and Performing Arts.
Okay,
You're right.
That's what
I just Google it.
Yeah.
That's
what I figure.
But
technology.
I'm telling you, right? I'm gonna give you one more story. Okay. So I remember, I don't know who gave me the project, but election was coming up before I left. And next thing I know, I was in New Kingston just about every night designing all those billboards for PNP. I was making good money as a young person, So PNP was paying me all this money. And I remember one night it was about 1:00 in the morning, and and they decided to give me the one of their brand new cars, orange and black Ford Escort. And I had 2 of my school friends with me to take home, because only the other one had license back then. And end up downtown on a one-way street, going the wrong way on the one-way back then. Cause downtown, them switch it up. I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, a police out of nowhere pulled me over. So now you're talking about 1:45, 2:00 in the morning, with some big gun pointed at me and a school friend. And say, "Hey boy, no sound there on one-way street. Where now come from?" I'm gonna say, "Officer, we're students, and we were working on a project in New Kingston, and they gave us this car and all of that. They didn't even ask for the registration of the car, because the car wasn't even have no registration. But the police was so nice to us. He said, all right. So now students and everything, show them ID. Him said, come off of the road, go up on the other road and go down. Man, I tell you, when, left there, just, and when you're young, speed is everything, and end up doing the park, I drop off the second one, all of a sudden you can't even, because peer old car block the road them everywhere. So me have to drive round till I find and drop off my brethren and me that by myself now I head home fast, and pull up at my parents' house in a Pembroke Hall and open up the gate and drive behind daddy car and park it and go inside. I didn't tell my parents about none what happened until about 5 years later. Hear my mother now. That's why I'm worried about you so much, You don't tell me nothing. I said, Mommy, easy, man. I'm good, But yeah, man, I tell you, man, I've had some adventures, man.
No, Peter, I know what you're talking about. Enough stories. Well, me I feel good that because you weren't there, but after a while, Nelly would probably know, because I ended up having a minibus around Palm 40 Road. Right?
Yeah.
And a whole heap of stories you could tell when my parents tell me know about, even now. I'm dead and gone.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I never want to worry them at all,
No.
I think so me I do them a favor.
Enough story behind the paid wall, Phil.
Yeah, man. Untold stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Jamaica.
And them things that shape your life anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So true. So true.
So,
we're better for it, man.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah.
So Peter, I mean, how you feel now I bring up back all them Pembroke Hall memories? Because when I call you and reach out to you, immediately said to me, say, yeah, like you just want to come and talk. How you feel I bring up back all them Pembroke Hall memories after all these years?
I think mentally, I think it for me, it's kind of soothing. And it's not just my experiences, it's all our different experiences and just sharing. I wouldn't even mind a reunion with Pembroke Hall, just to, hear some of the things or be reminded of some of the things that, you don't remember,
Well, you're supposed to know, so them have reunion in a New York and Florida.
Yeah.
Do you ever get to Florida, Peter? Do you get to Florida at all?
Yeah, I go to Florida all the time, But
because
I've never
there's
been
a reunion. There's a Pembroke Hall reunion coming up in July.
Okay. Yeah. I know in July. Where am I going to be in July? Oh, I'm not sure yet. Okay.
Well, the bottom line is,
Peter,
at
least we'll keep you. We'll keep you
right.
posted.
Yeah.
The bottom line is the conversation starts to talk about Pembroke Hall, but realize that it can enhance Pembroke Hall in a way and talk about just like I say and bring the stories them together so everybody can come and come listen to the stories them. And I just said the reunion them are part of the stories them too. We'll meet up.
Exactly.
I saw today, Andre, I got a reunion. I saw Ingleberg today, and him in Orlando.
He couldn't wait to call me and tell me.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I figured someone going to call you, Andre, yeah. Ingleberg said, look at me, I say, I know you would have Lance. Mike must say, boy, Lance. He must think someone wants a slimmer, a taller man and a black man, yeah. Yeah.
Him never know Gaddafi man running
No. Him say, we recognize me and give me another laugh. So I hear me laugh. I say, me that same man, I want to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No. I'm glad you came on, Peter. Trust me, because it has been years. I didn't know so long you're gone away. From 1980 to 2020.
Yeah, man, a years, brother, man.
So, Phil, you never play against Peter, or are you too young to play against Peter any at all?
Yeah, man, Peter play before him leave.
Yeah.
I play with him, man, one time on a triangle. Remember, say, it's like them man that wouldn't play, and then the younger man, them like we wouldn't play. And then I would want to push you off for the field more time. I said, nah, man. If you're so good, make a play against,
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because as I tell you, them little things that to me make Pembroke Hall have so much good talent,
I tell you.
Our approach to the football is like when time Pembroke Hall gets street light, and all of a sudden now, every street have a little 6-a-side road football, and then man I say, boy, them want to play against one another. The competitive nature, man, Pembroke Hall used them time there.
Yeah,
it was a plus.
Man.
It was a plus for the football.
Yeah. So Paul got the number from Marie Phil.
Yeah, because Paul shot me the number because What my thing when I gonna tell Peter, so I need you to talk to Marie because she sidestep the program.
Yeah.
She's supposed to give me a number long time and she has slip
What?
and slide. Because her
What?
husband, him did have a talk program too.
Eh.
When he did invite me on. But because
Okay.
him dep on a 93.5 in work on out of New York.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
Patrick.
you know,
Patrick.
Patrick,
I had a
yeah.
program on that same station, years ago in a field.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Because
93.5.
anytime I go over Hempstead, anytime I go New York, I check them. And anytime Michelle come up, I have to carry her go over there.
Well, Michelle, good
Because
friend.
I tell you, man, a lot of time when
Yeah,
me
because
come down,
Michelle
man,
and
me
Maria are
come.
best friend.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
Yeah. No, a lot of time when I come from the call, I don't see nobody. I mean, I walk the street. I say, boy, I don't even see nobody. Me know him, man. You know.
Because remember I said, most of we fly out from Iron Bird.
It changed up, Peter. When we got Pembroke Hall, only one man I got check. And apart from, well, Phil's sister Silver Pembroke Hall and the mother Silver Pembroke Hall. But I've got check Prince. And Rhodes, yeah.
Prince.
Prince,
Yeah,
around
Prince.
Alaska in it. A very few people know Pembroke Hall, Peter, because
yeah.
no.
But now that me and Lincoln I talk a lot more, and him say when me I come down, man, there's supposed to be some major league go on, like close to, so him go hook up with me and him go,
Yeah, man, he might try
so
revise.
that's gonna be nice.
He might try revise the program of Pembroke, the football program. Yeah. I talked to him yesterday, and he told about Porky and all them, and I call him. So yeah.
So I look forward to, to some of that.
Mm-hmm. No. Man. You're I'd say you're one of the most talented man ever come out of Pembroke Hall, left foot the way up, man. Trust me. It's
like, yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
If you go another school where have better football players around them, you'd probably be you'd probably win Manning Cup, because I think they're good enough to play for a winning Manning Cup team. But we ain't got stats never have the full talent.
Yes, that wasn't the best, but it provided the opportunity at the time,
Right.
Yeah.
No, man, we're not underrated. We're not this at all.
And we have a lot to be thankful for stats, man. Our stats make it the way they know.
Exactly. You stats used to have another left footer named Zeddy. Me said the youth that did bad to you.
We are that Petty?
No, not Petty, Zeddy.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah. And he had this little bow leg to right. Me said the man there wicked on the left wing too.
It's like Andy Williams.
But you guys remember people like Dugan and them football player there?
Yeah,
man. Them used to admire the talent too.
We'll talk about him. I want to talk about him, Andrew.
Anthony Johnson as well, Berger.
Yeah. And him and him brother, man. It was like a peer at one time.
Yeah, Berger, Mivy.
Yeah, the man that can move the ball, man.
Yeah.
Love talent, man,
Yeah. So
did Heineken go stats? Is stats Heineken they go? I try to remember.
I don't know.
So
Heineken was a skill ball, I know, but I'm thinking it's stats him. I'm not sure.
So Peter,
did
before you start playing, did you watch the Corner League? Did your father allow you to go watch the Corner League?
Yeah, man. I did.
So who are some of the best footballers you ever see play for Pembroke Hall in the Corner League or in the Major League? Where you look up to? Football where you look up to?
Oh, God. Yeah, bring me down memory lane. Or put me on the spot. I don't know which one. But let me tell you, man, I've seen Alan Skillcourt in Pembroke Hall, and it was an exhibition match.
Yeah.
That one time. There was another guy too, man. There was another guy who was kind of clear skin. I don't remember his name.
Or Maya Mata, man. Maya.
Patot Waits.
It could be Maya. But I remember the game though, and the shot when take, man, it literally put a dent in the center part.
A Chaplin.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
From last minute, Chaplin.
Yeah, man. But man, I've seen some good games and all of that. over the years, just watching them as a young kid, just be motivated by them. But I think Alan Seal Cole did the most to me, man. How he just moved the ball, just so seamless and effortless, and and you can't get it, you can't touch it. Guys like that, man, was just, I think, just an inspiration, of how good or how much I wanted, wanted soccer then.
Play football, yeah.
Play football, man, very inspirational, yeah.
The man was a driving force behind your desire.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
What is?
And there was
finish up and ask a question.
Yeah, there was this other guy that went to Tivoli. Cause his name was Zun.
Michael Clark.
Zun Clark.
Yeah, this dude I've watched, playing against him too. This dude not skillful or anything, but anytime you put the ball on his feet, all he has to do is just turn and shoot it at goal, and you can't stop it.
Yeah, man, a deadly striker.
You can't. It's like it's coming out of a cannon. Boom.
Yeah, man.
And it's coming right at you,
Yeah.
You can't save it. That's how. Boy, I tell you, man. Just memories of some of them guys, man.
Yeah, the year on Tivoli one, he was a leading scorer for Tivoli Garden. Mike Zun Clark.
Okay. Wow.
Zun Clark and Del Monte Clark and the Indian name on the right hand, Alfonso Williams. Yeah. I remember the Tivoli team there, man. No man, the Tivoli team there.
Yeah, man. Wicked.
I was going to ask you about your cousin, Peter, Owe. What is he doing these days, Owe?
I tell you, man, Howard at one point was doing so good, in New York. From his own car, driving his girlfriend, all of that stuff. But for somehow, I don't know what happened after that. But Howard wasn't the same a couple of years after that, and that's the most me even talking with Stafford that I, recall.
Yeah, man. Understood that. I'll go through them struggle there sometime, Peter. I was just curious. Yeah. I was just curious.
Yeah.
But, No, Peter. This has been, and I just seem like to take it. I must say, just a conversation really for over 2 hours.
Wow.
Just over 2 hours. But what your children them think about your love and your passion for Pembroke Hall?
Oh, my kids, them?
Yeah, them go to Jamaica.
My son. Huh?
Them go to Jamaica.
I've taken they've been to Jamaica quite a few times, from they were like maybe 6 years old. They've been there. They've seen my parents, their grandmom and dad and everything. My mom has flown here. My dad has flown here quite a bit as well. So they know their grandparents, Tyler might be coming down to Jamaica, and I have a good friend in Montego Bay that knew him when he was probably about 6 years old. And, he's part of the Juta system in Montego Bay or whatever. That I told him, anytime you're ready, just let me know. I have my friend come and pick you up and chaperone you, anything you want to do, But because now he works for American Airlines, he's an aeronautical engineer for American Airlines, and he fixes all the computer systems and that on the airplanes. So he flies a lot now for free. Every time you turn around, he's in another state or out of the country.
Another city,
Yeah. But yeah, man, proud of these kids, man. They've grown up into their own,
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
No, very impressive.
Just give them space over the years, because now it's like they don't even want to leave home.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of a family, my friend.
Yeah. And I told them, just save your money, and when you guys ready, they don't pay nothing here, nothing, not even insurance or nothing. They don't pay for nothing.
You take care of them.
Yeah, I literally, and now he's 26, and my daughter is 24, and one of my other bigger daughter, she's married.
Yeah.
But I just want him to give them the start that, a lot of, I didn't have, so to
A
speak.
foundation. Yeah, man. Understood,
Yeah.
Peter. And if you
So,
can do it, if you can do it and afford to do it, I think you should as a parent,
yeah. So,
Yeah.
so I'm just, and they're growing up to be just great young people, have good friends that can come here anytime they want. Because I know all of their friends,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So have you ever listened to any of these conversations before, any other podcasts, and before you come on tonight?
No, I haven't. Is my sister Marcia told me exactly what was going to happen, and I said, sure.
Which sister that named
I
Marcia,
think
Peter? Which sister is that?
Michelle.
Michelle, okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's the youngest
So
one.
Michelle is the one. Huh?
That's the youngest one.
Yeah, Michelle is the youngest. She's the one living in Vegas.
Oh, she told you about the podcast.
Yeah, and she said they would like to interview me, and I said that sure,
Yeah.
And that's when she gave me, your number, and I reached out.
Yeah, man. I feel it through Paul and everything. We get the number, the man thing, and I appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And before I go around the table to ask any closing remark, Peter, is there any question where you think I could have asked you, I didn't ask you? Any topic where you want to bring up, I didn't bring up at all? The floor is yours.
No, I mean, I think we touch a little bit on just about everything, and maybe we might have another conversation at another time,
Definitely. We will have conversation again, Peter.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Maybe we'll talk about even me transitioning even from New York to Chicago, and really get into some more specifics, exactly what I'm doing now, Huh?
Do you love where you are in Chicago?
Yeah, I'm probably about 35 minutes out of downtown Chicago. I think one of the, just beautiful neighborhoods and everything.
Yeah.
Built this house probably about 26 years ago.
Yeah.
Out here. It's quiet. It's beautiful. A lot of land. A lot of space.
It's on the outskirts of the city.
Yes. Yeah. About 35 minutes from downtown. And this has been home. Grew up them kids here.
It's their home. Yeah. No, man. As I said, we will have more conversation, Peter. Lots more conversation.
Definitely. Then the cool is for you. Chicago ain't no joke.
Chicago weather don't bother me, man. I've never taken the bus here, so I don't know that experience waiting outside in the cold to catch a bus. I've never taken a bus here. I've never taken the train system here. I've always had, cars here. So I don't know nothing about taking a train. I don't know nothing about taking a bus here. But if I had to, I know what I need to do.
Right.
I think my daughter, she knows more about the train than I will ever even know. Huh?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, but none of them, and that's just them want to go downtown with their friends and they, on the train and just to have fun and come back, to the south suburb.
So what I was going to say, which part of Chicago is really the bad part?
There's a certain area in Chicago, which is kind of like the ghetto, what they call Gretchen. That area, trust me, you don't even want to go around there with a night or a day.
Right, because Chicago is always in the news about crime. So
that's where a lot of that stuff happens.
Where's that, the north, like, south?
It's like almost like now Chicago goes as much as like 123rd Street, where Chicago stopped. And then you start getting into the suburbs, going further back. And then going north, Chicago stops, oh God, where would I say? Just a little bit outside of where a lot of Jamaicans live as well. What's the name of that area again? Oh my goodness. but just a bit outside of what you call Lakeshore Drive, which is where the lake is and all of that.
Yeah, right.
But that area now is probably like about like 50 something, but heading west
Oh, okay.
of Chicago.
Chicago.
So yeah, you know, but yeah, those areas, I even tell my kids, Sam, please, because they both drive, they have their cars and
Yeah.
everything, please try to avoid that part of the city.
Yeah, we
I
want
Yeah.
have
that.
to
Yeah.
make them, as a
Right.
parent, you want,
Right. You have to
yeah,
remind them of the dangers out there.
exactly, so those part of Chicago, I don't even go. I don't even care to go or want to go. It's almost like kids,
Non-existent.
it's like kids having kids, and
Yeah.
no foundation. How do you even solve stuff like that? I have no idea. I know Chicago got a new mayor. He's going to have his hands full. That's all I have to tell him.
Oh, the late that black woman is not me anymore.
No, she
No,
lose that
she's
idea,
not.
Phil.
Lightfoot. Yeah.
Lose that idea.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's a lesbian or something like
Yes,
that.
she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
I'm gonna take it over now, Phil. But yeah, that
Yeah.
Okay.
Chicago,
So
certain parts of Chicago, as Peter said, sound like that's the same thing as I said. It's not the whole of Jamaica. And
exactly.
Yeah, the same sort of thing with Peter.
Yeah.
So you have any question,
yeah.
Phil, where you want to ask Peter before me come round back for the closing remark? Any question where you could ask him?
Well, I mean, as him so pretty much touch on a bit of every little thing. Because even with the question we asked a while ago, I was gonna ask him that, which Pembroke Hall person had a great influence on his football career, like in terms of for motivate him to develop himself in the sport.
Yeah, you must say.
But you know something too in regards to that. I think it had to do a lot of those players that I was around with playing with, like Muller. Even Lincoln Nathan. I know Lincoln wasn't that a good player, but he was always there. He was such an influence, and around all of us. Flooney. All of them guys that and they were so good within their own respect. Ray, Messi.
I don't cut
Shelley.
you. As you mentioned Ray and Messi, because I noticed you mentioned them a lot, especially when you come to the school in New York. Do you keep in touch?
Something, it was a while I hadn't talked to Ray, but I did, and Lincoln made me that much more have a conversation with Ray, because Ray was in Jamaica just the other day.
Right.
Yeah. We'll add him on this program.
Community center
with
and Ray.
Yeah. So I think what's going to happen for me now, and especially when I come down in June, that me and Lincoln going link up, and he's going to kind of fill me in on some of the things
Reintroduce him back. Yeah.
Because I always wonder what happened to this guy or what happened to that guy, and I just never know.
Well, you have to just go and listen back to them podcasts. I hear enough of the story. Because we have had Ray on this program.
I'm start doing that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Definitely going to start doing that.
Andre, you have anything where you could have asked Peter, or never asked him before we go on to a final room?
Well, the conversation has been what I would consider well-rounded. It was organic in that it took a life of its own and just developed. So I like the coverage. We've gone over everything. Early Jamaica, New York, Chicago. It's a full coverage. Full coverage.
We'll cover everything. We'll cover everything. And I want to thank your sister for encouraging and tell you about the podcast. She will hear the thanks, because she will hear the conversation. And whenever them ready, whichever one of them ready, Peter and me send no invitations to them. When they want to come talk about Meadowbrook, which me and them go, a lot of them go. Or they want to come talk about Pembroke Hall. Open invitation. Because
Even Nelly, I think would be a good.
man, I love our come on, man.
I'm
You'll
gonna
be a
have
good
her reach
candidate
out.
for the program.
Yeah, man. You have to
Yeah,
send me her number and all
yeah,
of me. Martin
yeah,
Brown, come on. Martin and Nelly was in the class together.
yeah, yeah. Exactly,
Martin, come
exactly,
on Monday.
Martin.
Martin Brown, come.
Oh, that's awesome. I got to listen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Martin has been a real influence around, my family as well. Really nice
Yeah, man. Yeah,
guy.
Martin used to come around but
Yeah,
I man. I don't know him and Nelly was in the
yeah,
same. Because Nelly was a year ahead than me. I Meadowbrook. Yeah.
So
Okay.
Nelly would have been with Carleen Rawlins.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Same year that
Yeah,
Andre.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Nelly and Colleen was very close friends. Very
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, because two of them come Meadowbrook
Colleen
the
a
same
lot
time.
of times over the house
Yeah.
and everything,
Two Pembroke people from
And
Meadowbrook
that's how
again.
Tennyson hook up with Colleen,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Peter, Carleen and my wife are actually first cousins.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Wow. So
their mothers are sisters.
oh wow. Small worlding.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
And so Carleen married to Tennyson,
Yeah.
who is my cousin, and she's my wife's cousin. So our children are double cousins.
Wow.
All in the family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, Peter, I'm going to go around the table and ask. In the closing remark before I close out the program now. Peter, you go first.
I like I said, what's his name said, it was just so organic, just reminiscing on, your life and, the influence even Pembroke Hall has on each and every one of us, and kind of, how it kind of shape us even today,
Definitely.
I just think just well-rounded in that respect, because I think, just listening to you guys as well, how, I think you guys have been just great parents to your kids as well. Just listening to you, I can tell, and, us sharing, those experiences, and for me, soccer has opened a lot of doors, that's who I am today. And if it wasn't for that, honestly, I don't even know what I would be doing. And, and just growing up around great people in Pembroke Hall over the years and, what major impacts on my life growing up, so, yeah. And like I said, we'll have conversations,
Yeah, man. We have
other conversations.
Definitely, Peter, because we are trying to put together we have a name for it, but you will hear more about it. You definitely will hear more about it. I just have put the infrastructure in place.
Yeah,
we want
absolutely.
a self-sustaining thing. We don't want a one. If it's a flash in the pan thing, we want something where people
don't want it wonder.
No, we want people feel good and contribute to what we are doing, and them know and it's transparent and everything. So, but you will hear more about that. I put that in place.
Right.
I put that in place. Definitely. Phil, any closing remark before we close out the program now?
Well, I want to thank Peter for coming through. It's a blessing. It's long overdue because I say I've been trying to get married to get me a hold of you.
Yeah.
And to also get her to pass through. But she seems to be behaving like she's a president, She's the POTUS, so I don't know, see if you can swear the other way. But it was a blessing, Peter, believe me, a long time. It was a stone throw away from our house. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
And the memories.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure, my friend.
Yes, thanks. Same here, man. Same here.
Yeah.
Andre, any closing remark before I close out the program, man?
Well, I will also have to join in thanking Peter for joining the discussion because, again, Peter is one of the early classmates of my brother that I remember from, because we didn't start primary school from the first grade. My brother started in the 6th grade and I in the 4th grade. And Leonard was one of the names that I heard in my household right away.
Wow.
Right? And because Brian, Tennyson, Jeffrey, and Brian are my cousins. I remember we shared, and this is the thing with the community. We shared everything, right? So I remember getting a 10-speed bicycle for Christmas. And we came up I rode it up to Potosi, and everybody, I'm sure you must have been in it, Peter.
Probably.
We got a stopwatch, and we were racing from. We would do time trials from up by with that little track that go into Francis.
Yeah.
And the finish line was down by Alla Engleton Gate. So we had a watch with a second hand, and we just timed the ride come on. So, and by them, it was about 12.5 man out there.
Wow.
Yeah, man, everybody have to get a ride off of the bicycle. I was around with 10 speed, yeah.
So we give thanks for the memories that you joined us and share tonight.
Yeah, man. It was beautiful. Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
I think, and I was going to say, every one of them conversations are different, you know. Because when we start them, Peter, I do have a script. I just come and talk. And wherever the conversation go, there's no limit to what we're going to talk about.
That's true. Yeah, it was awesome, man. You know,
I didn't know.
And I love the improv.
Yeah, man.
You know,
I don't
the
even
improvisation.
know. Yeah. When I start the conversation, I don't know what I'm going to about that. I just wherever I go, I just take it. That's how I see the conversation.
Yeah.
Wherever I remember, take you. As something I talk about it, you remember more here, wherever I take you. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thank you for coming on here, Peter. And
yeah, man.
I appreciate that.
It was a pleasure. Absolutely a pleasure.
I'm always in the program and I don't know if you remember this. In the words of the great Bobby Fire. Bobby Fire used to say, on the ball, Pembroke Hall. When I quote Pembroke Hall from the side, I don't know if you remember, Peter, but that was Bobby Fire's famous statement. So, Andre, Taylor Danville, John Danville, Philip, Fowl, Philip Enne, Peter, as I know him, Leonard, Nicholson, right? This is Glester, our Lancelot, Canabana known as Glester Pembroke Hall, Lance Prince from Calbeck Avenue. And I thank all of you for coming in and thank that great community of Pembroke Hall and give God thanks to all the way and Pembroke Hall for bringing us together.
Yes.
And have a safe
blessed love, my brothers.
Enough blessings, brothers.
Have a safe night.
Yeah.
And thank you, Peter. I appreciate
guys,
the conversation.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, family.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Thanks for listening to Pembroke Hall Memories Podcast. And remember to give us all the support you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. A special thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince, who takes care of everything involved in getting the podcast out every week. And without him, I would not be able to do what I love doing every week, having memorable conversation about Pembroke Hall. Thanks. So, remember to like, share, and subscribe these Pembroke Hall Members podcasts so neither you nor your friends will miss another memorable conversation. The views expressed by guests on this podcast are their own, and their appearances on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. While we will not add to statements made by a guest, we reserve the right to exclude statements or remarks that might be considered inflammatory. Thank you.